You still taking them motherfuckers.
You goddamn right I'm still taking them motherfuckers. They make me feel good.
I thought your goddamn hip was cool, man.
Yeah, I got a new one in about 12 years ago, but they still give me these if I say it hurt.
How many you get of them motherfuckers?
About 200.
A month?
A month, yeah, about 200.
I know somebody can get them off.
What do you mean, give us money?
You sell them motherfuckers $35 a piece.
Well, call them motherfuckers and tell them I can get rid of at least 100 of these something
right now. See how you work this month?
Yeah, they go on that one.
You work this month. You work this month.
Shit, I don't know. I got them using the house for now.
Mm-hmm. Nephew. Yeah. What's going on? Yeah. You know, you still want them. You still want them things. I got the nigga right now. He take all of it. Shit. Say no more. Right now. On the way. There you go.
There it is.
Look, this shit feel like Nick Poe had 4 fabric hitting in the rental. Flying down the inner, blowing straight gas out the window. Hoping that never chick fender. I'm a big spender. Looking at your bitch like she dinner. You better watch your over eye. Hit a dog food, no kennel. Cut it with the fennel. You hating from the shab, but the money in the middle.
Hey, baby. This is 100% natural. Like me. I don't need no additives. Nothing. I can get it up and do it all.
Hold me close.
Rain down on me.
So this how I feel to be a dope boy. Move 1,008 grams on the low boy. Sell high, buy low, make no noise. 4 downs on the 9, better go for it. Man, they say the niggas snitching that with your boy. So faster than the Usain Bolt boy. Nowadays, who cares? They'll go for it. You can snitch, still post it with your homeboy. I'm smart enough to do a fucking Rubik's Cube. Backpack, sweat, rap, I can do that too. I got the Airbnb like the Moulin Rouge. I got 3 for every one playing 2 on 2. What is you gonna do? You gonna get up on the ground with your gun telling everybody you gonna shoot. Hey, one time for the dope boy. But don't die, you ain't got shit to show for. This shit feel like Nick Poe had 4 fabric hitting in the rental. Flying down the inner, blowing straight gas out the window. Hoping that never chick fender. I'm a big spender. Looking at your bitch like she dinner. You better watch your over eye. Hit a dog food, no kennel. Cut it with the fennel. You hating from the shab, but the money in the middle. Hold up.
Hey fam, I'm them hit me talking about some get money shit, man. Look, just bringing it to y'all. Trying to see what's going on.
Man, who is the niggas, bro?
I hope it ain't on no weird shit.
Man, me neither. You know what I'm saying? But shit, we can just see what they talking about.
We gonna put it on you, man. We already trust you.
Nah, there it is.
I believe he is your nephew. I know it's your nephew. I know. You know that Barbara, boy. Boy, I know Barbara. Look him. Why you wearing them stupid ass glasses? My poker glasses. They can't see my face. They don't know what I'm thinking. These niggas don't want to know what you think. Right now, look at this. You know what I'm thinking. Now watch this. You don't know what I'm thinking. Put the goddamn glasses back on. All right, now we get in here. Let's make a little money. Make this goddamn money. Like that, right?
This how I feel to be a dope boy telling on himself, but he swear everybody else jealous. You ain't learn from Frank Lucas. The lightest in the room get caught when you careless. Posting all your moves on the ground when you moving hand in hand, boys. Best you keep quiet. Nigga, you a fool. Quit playing, man. That ain't a bad bitch, boy. That's 12 in your life. You niggas pressing for pussy. If I fuck a hoe, it's cause she got some money. I don't care less about that pussy unless it come back in the door with some money. You in your 30s, still piecing the pack out and bragging about it. That's funny. Now you guessing the next move that I'm about to make, but we making way more than assumptions.
This shit feel like Nick Poe.
Double the profit, then re-up the sack. Buy my little bitch a Chanel and get back in my bag. You can't afford it if you ask.
This shit feel like Nick Poe have
red bottoms on my feet, cut my foot on their necks. One time for the dope boy, dripping so much sauce, I'm a mess.
This shit feel like Nick Poe have 4 fabric hitting in the rental. Flying down the inner, blowing straight gas out the window. Hoping that never chick fender.
All right, guys. All right. That is enough of that. Let's get into it. That's the brother B Howard. And if you stand, you know, 2 brothers right here out of Nashville, Tennessee, doing their thing with the music. I just dropped the link. So if you guys want to go support that music, make sure you get over there. Leave some comments. Let them know Born Rich sent you. Yes, man. My bad, guys. Let me pin this comment on YouTube and we're going to get it started, man. Yeah, today I decided, man, today let's talk about relationships and marriage and, you know, let's talk about something just to kind of come away from the what I call family discrepancies. You know what I mean? I just want to get away from the Black Americans and Black Africans and Black Caribbeans and all the differences when we know we're beautiful people and we have a lot of similarities, but sometimes we just have family dialogue and family disagreements, but we still family nonetheless, man. But yes, yes, yes. Today I want to talk about marriage and relationships, right? Because people always say that the marriage numbers are down. It's a lot of single family households out here. It's a lot of people that's afraid and running away from their responsibilities. And so I just wanted to come up, talk to the people today, and let's see, what is the cause? What is the cause of some of these divorces and breakups? Why do people choose to give up? Is it giving up? If you and your partner are in a relationship and it doesn't work, did you guys fail? Whoever wanted to end the relationship or whoever filed for divorce, did they give up? Because me personally, sometimes I do feel like people can give up on relationships and give up on marriage, right? But I understand at the same time, nobody wants to be in a toxic relationship. Just anybody. You will be foolish to stick around in a toxic relationship. But it's a double-edged sword, right? Because you don't want to be in a toxic relationship, but then you can't, I'll use this word again that people don't like, but you can't flee at the first sign of a disagreement, right? Or the first crisis, right? You never really know a person until you go through a crisis with that person. So yeah, I want to just get to know. I really want to talk about some of the things. Now, hold on. Bam, 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 bam. Hold on, y'all bear with me. Let me see. Hold on. I had man, hold on, guys. I got a video. I got some videos I want to play, but I'm nervous, man. Hold on. Y'all bear with me. I should have did this, but I lost the videos. Hey, why y'all at it? Listen, man. First and foremost, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. You know what I mean? Hit that like button, hit that share button, subscribe, all the good stuff, all the good stuff, all the good stuff. Bam, bam, bam. Let's see what this is.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والذين هم للزكاة فاعلون والذين هم لفروجهم.
Okay. We ain't gonna be able to see that. But yeah, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, share button, and subscribe. What's up, brother Devin? What's up, African Goddess Elizabeth King? I guess what I can say, right, is what is the question? What are some reasons why people give up on relationships / marriage? Some of the reasons. Now, of course, some people are gonna come and tell me it's financial. A lot of marriages fail because of finances. Good, bad, right, wrong, or indifference. We know that finances is a big part of marriage, and that's why you will hear a lot of people that will say marriage is a business. And that's one thing I don't think a lot of people look at, right? Is how much of a business marriage is, right? Because if you sign that paperwork, you are actually signing a contract, right? You sign contracts in business, mainly when it comes to business is when you would sign a contract. So marriages is a business. Love. Now, love is one of the things that is subjective, right? It is subjective, right? Love is a thing that is subjective, right? Love is tricky, right? Love is one of those things that's kind of like invisible. You kind of know when you're in it, I don't know. Love is weird, right? I think y'all understand what I'm saying. It's like you kind of know when you're in it, and you will know when you're out of it. Love is weird though, right? Because you could love somebody and not be intimate with that person. If you understand what I'm saying, or you could love somebody and divorce them because you love them, right? I know that sounds crazy, right? But this is how weird. This is how weird love is, right? Some people will lie to protect a person that they love's feelings, if that makes sense, right? All right, and that's why I say love is tricky, right? Because even though a person is doing some as horrible as lying, it's a method to that madness, right? They are only lying because they don't want to hurt that person's feelings, right? Because they love them so much that they don't want to hurt them, right? I guess I guess that's more of like another emotion would be like disappointment. You know what I mean? So that's why I think love is real. I want to ask y'all in the chat. Could you, let's just say you marry somebody, right? And you love them, right? Of course, you're gonna love them at first, right? But what if eventually you fall out of love with somebody? Should you guys get a divorce? Should you get a divorce because you fell out of love with somebody, or should you stick it out? You see what I'm saying? Um, I want to know what are some of the reasons. Let's see. Let me think of some other reasons. Do you divorce a person or end a relationship because of infidelity? And if so, is it the first time of infidelity, or is it possible that you're in a relationship, somebody cheats, and then you guys reconcile, and then that person never cheats again, and you guys live happily ever after? Or is cheating just a no-go, straight up? You cheat, the relationship is done. Yeah, I want to know. I want to know. I'll say this, all right? A personal thing with me, right, is I've left a relationship, right, because I love the hell out of the woman. But as I was thinking about the future, I didn't really see the futures because I felt like she didn't have any ambition, right? See, I'm a type of person who a lot of times I'm never really satisfied in the position that I'm in, right? I always want more. And when I say more, I'm mainly talking about setting up it's financial when I say I want more, right? Because I do have a plan on setting up shit for my kids. I want to give my kids the option to, hey, if you want to work, cool, work. But if you don't want to work, I already have this in place for you to have something. I've already built something for you to build upon, and just grab the baton from me and keep running if that's what you want to do, right? So it's going to be hard for me to be with a person who is just comfortable working a 9 to 5 with no thoughts of a promotion, no thoughts of climbing the ladder, right? If you're in corporate America and you just don't really have the ambition to climb that corporate ladder, or if you're so comfortable at one place of employment that you're never going to go and try to go to another place of employment that's maybe either paying more money or has better opportunities, then it's gonna be hard for me and you to be together, if that makes sense, right? Like ambition, to me, ambition is key. It's key. All right, I guess I have to ask myself, born, could you be with a woman if she cheated on you? And I know every man I know men, we have egos, right? So a man is gonna say, hell no, I could never be with her. If you cheat on me, it's done. I'll be honest with y'all. I don't think I could sit here and say that. I'll be honest. Now, I like to think I would be done with it, but I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know. Now, in the past, when I've been cheated on, I left the relationship. But Also, I've cheated on people. I've cheated on people and they left the relationship. I've cheated on people and we stayed together. You see what I'm saying? So my ego wants to say yes, I will leave her. It's done. Nothing. No coming back from that. But in a way, I don't know. We'll see. I would always have to see about the context, right? I would always have to see what is the context of all of that, right? So, y'all let me know in the chat. What are some other reasons people leave relationships? Happiness. What is happiness, and how important is happiness in a relationship? Would you sacrifice some of your happiness if the business of the marriage is A1? It's great. Business part of the marriage, right? Because I believe marriage is a business. So I'm saying the business part is perfect, is popping, is banging, but somebody in a relationship isn't happy. Can a relationship survive that? Or no? Is happiness one of the key ingredients to a healthy relationship or a healthy marriage? I want to know, do us as people put too much stock in happiness in a relationship? I guess I want to know what is important to people. Because I know I would say it's cliche to say, but of course I'm gonna say loyalty, right? Loyalty. I'm big with that. I'm big with loyalty and on code, right? My loyalty comes with a code. Because see, I've been with a girl before who had a habit of talking slick about me to other people. I guess that's a no-no. That's one of the no-nos in my relationship, right? Now, but I get it. I get it. Like women have friends, right? Women are going to have their other lady friends that they speak with. Cool, right? Because I feel like I should have somebody, outside entity that maybe I could talk to when maybe I'm having a few problems with you, right? But it's cool to have one, maybe two of those. But I've been with a person who would just tell the world when we would have a disagreement, or if I did something that she didn't like. It was just hard for us to keep our business in the house, in the home, right? And that's the quickest way, right? That is the quickest way to get me to tap out of a relationship. Quickest way to get me to tap out of a relationship is spread my business in the streets. It's hard for me to stay with a person who constantly puts my business in the street. That's a no-no. That is a no-no. What's going on, African Goddess? How you doing?
Hey, brother Born, what's going on with you?
Man, I'm chilling. I'm chilling, sis. I'm happy you could join me, man. This is a great. This is gonna be a good topic tonight, man. For real, for real.
Yes, I
So
feel
you,
it can be.
so you were saying this comment. I don't know what it was referring to, but it said, "As you should do, as my husband did for me and our children." What specifically was you talking about with
You
that?
were talking about having things set up in advance for your children for when they
No,
get older.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm gonna tell you another thing, right? Because I did deal with this in a previous relationship. So with me doing stuff like that, right? I have a lot of things that I want to do, right? So I have a vision for my restaurant. I have a vision for my clothing line. I have a vision for my community organization. I even have a vision for this YouTube and podcasting and entertainment. I have a vision with all of those things, right? So if you're just a regular, I'm gonna work a 9 to 5. I'm gonna probably be at this 9 to 5 job until I die. It's gonna be hard for us to. It's gonna be hard for us to mix, right? Because like right now, at the moment, I do have a 9 to 5 job while I have everything else going on in the background. But I'll be honest with you, African goddess. At the drop of a dime, I'll leave that 9 to 5. You see what I'm saying? Like the first
Right.
hint of of any of my other endeavors making a little money, I leave my 9 to 5, right? And I was in a relationship with a person who didn't understand that. Like they panicked. They went into panic mode. Like, oh shit, we've created this home, we've created all these bills, and we've created this lifestyle, and now he wants to just walk away from his job, and that takes a certain amount of trust. And that's what I used to always say in my previous relationship. Yes, I am leaving this job, but you have to trust me that the lights won't get cut off. We'll keep clothes on our back, food will still be on the table. Trust me. But it's hard with a person who really don't have ambition or really don't see your vision. It's hard for them to trust, right? Because they know, hey, they know when they were living alone by themselves, they was like, okay, long as I go to work, I'm gonna pay my bills. See, they didn't
Right.
know how to make money outside of a 9 to 5. I'm a person who knows how to make some money out of a 9 to 5. You know what I mean? Like my lights have never been cut off. I've never been evicted from a place because I couldn't pay the rent or no crazy shit like that. So it's gonna take a woman who can deal with my sort of lifestyle. Now I do have to admit, as I get older, I do have to be a little bit more, cognitive of that. You see what I'm saying? Nobody wants an old ass man that's just jumping from job to job to job. I understand that, but
Correct. In one sense, I can understand her perspective on it, and the reason being is because I would have to, if it was me. I understand, backing your man. He has a vision. He's going to quit his job. One, I'm going to look at it with, if I'm working, can I hold us down?
Yes.
That's one.
I got you.
Two, are you frivolous with money? Or can you actually say, well, look, honey, you didn't know this, but I do have 10 G's saved over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying there? It's still with a female, it has to be that stability and that ableness to still be a provider, not having her out on a limb,
Yes.
hanging by a toenail, because the communication is not there.
And you know what? That's something else when I was going through the list. How important is stability? Is that high up on your list? If I guess when I'm saying your list of things that constitute a healthy marriage, is stability pretty high?
Yes,
Yeah,
it is. It is, once again, because if one's only working and that one loses their job and we don't have anything saved, how stable is that going to be for that marriage, let alone if you have children?
Got you. I got you. So I guess African goddess. Can you hear me? And see, is my internet is messing up. Can you hear me, sis?
No, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. I can see. StreamYard tells me when I'm losing connection a little bit, but okay. So that's it. What are Go ahead.
I came up because you spoke about loyalty.
Okay.
Now that is so overly rated these days.
Oh shit.
Okay, it is. It really is. And then before that, you said, if you love somebody, do you love them enough to lie to them, to protect them with a lie?
Yes.
You can't have loyalty, but then you want to love somebody so much that you lie to them. That's not loyalty, and that's not love.
I was thinking that too, but I mean, but it kind of is though, right? Because okay, I'll say this, right? So I don't know if my mom were to ask me many years ago, "Hey, Born Rich, are you out there in the streets selling drugs?" I would look her straight in her face and say, "No, ma'am. No, I am not." Now, that don't mean I don't love my mom, but I love my mom enough that I don't want to disappoint. That's why I put the word disappoint in there. I don't want to disappoint her. You know what I mean? Even though I am, I still don't want to look her in her face and tell her, yes, ma'am, I am. And then I'm disappointed. But that don't mean I don't love her. But yeah, I may lie to a person I love. You don't think you could lie to a person and still love them?
No, I didn't say that you couldn't. My thing was the loyalty. Where's the loyalty in that? Because if you even think about it now, as a parent, okay, if you ask your child a question, say for instance that question that your mother asked you, you already know as the parent the answer.
Yeah, I give you that. I give you that.
So the parent is looking at you like, I'm not gonna love you any less, because they don't. You got murderers every day. Their mamas do not love them no less, even though they know their child did this. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's the same way. The main thing is, when do you just stand up and tell the truth? From the get-go. What age?
My bad, African guys. Yeah, hold on. Okay. Now, you're right. I wouldn't even try to get away from that. What were some of the other points I made? Was yeah,
you did just get away from that.
Yeah, I want to get away from that. You're right. I said you're right though. You're right. That is disloyal. If man, because when I'm thinking of lying, I guess because I'm thinking when I'm thinking of lying is cheating, but fuck, man. Is it lying if we have $10,000 saved up in a savings account and I go out and spend $5,000? Right?
How is that lying?
Well, what if she asked me, right? What if she asked me like, hey, babe, I got a notification today that said we're missing $5,000 from my savings. I got to work tomorrow. Hopefully you can go up to the, well, she would say, is this a mistake? And if I look her in the face and say, what, girl? We got $5,000 missing? Shit, it got to be a mistake.
Well, you lying.
Yeah, I'm lying. But does that mean I'm not loyal to her because I'm lying? I am lying. Yes, I'm lying. But I'm still loyal to her.
Okay, but the point is what is the need to lie?
Shame.
You know, so much confusion, right? it goes on because of a lie. And you have to tell another lie to keep that lie going. Yeah. Then it gets all discombobulated because you want to lie on top of a lie on top of a lie to keep something that could have just been stopped at the beginning, nipped in the butt, and not even dusted under the rug if you had just told the truth. If you just turn around and talk about it, see, communication is the key right there.
That's another word. Hold on, let me start a list, right? Because we are saying we are starting this list. I do want to start a list, right? I do.
Okay.
I'm joking when you know what I'm saying? I'm joking about that. And I would advise people, do not lie in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? Do not lie in your relationship. So I know I said loyalty. These are like the key components to a successful marriage. I said loyalty. You said communication. Good word. And we'll revisit this list at the end of the show. I also said, this is me personally, I like ambition. What do you think about that? What do you think about the ambition word that I keep using, African Goddess? Do you think I overrate ambition? If I say one of my key factors to a successful marriage is ambition, do you think that's overrated? Do you think that you can have a successful marriage without that? You probably could. You probably could, though. I gotta admit. You probably could.
Yes. I couldn't be with a lazy person.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Could I be with a person that works their behind off, you know what I'm saying, and comes home and just lounges around the house? Yes. Isn't that what everybody wants? You go to work, you come home, you be at home with your family, your wife, whatever. You know.
Yeah, that's what everybody wants. I have a problem with that, African Goddess, right? Now, of course, every man wants to be with his family, right? But if I am an entrepreneur, it's almost impossible for me not to work long hours. See what I'm saying? I've ran into that problem before because, you know, I've considered myself an entrepreneur my whole life. You know, some of my entrepreneur endeavors were illegal, but I still
at the end of the day, you were making money, right?
yes, and I had to
You was
work long
providing.
hours. And same thing with my legal. Now that I'm fully legal, and these endeavors still take a long time. It's a lot of man hours that I have to put in, right? And I don't know. I like I said, I've been in a relationship where that eventually became a problem. It was, hey, you are always gone. You're leaving me with these kids. You are always gone. And in my mind, it's justified because I'm like, man, listen, at the end of all this, everybody's going to be able to live a little bit more comfortable. But right there in the moment, she didn't see that. You see what I'm saying? She couldn't see. That's why I said the vision, man. I think my next wife, well, I said my next wife like I'm divorced or something. My first wife is she's going to have to see my vision because I realize it's not going to work if she don't see my vision. Now I know it's not going to be perfect and smooth sailing. We're going to have our ups and downs and back and forth.
Right, because you know there is some people that just don't understand what it takes to start a business from the ground up, regardless of when you started it, how many years ago. To actually see a revenue to come in is at least 5 to 7 years. And some people are just so gung-ho that they think that it's supposed to just happen overnight. It doesn't work like that. So if you have a person that's just, let's say, in customer service, you know, a cashier at Walmart, you know, they don't know how long it actually takes for each one of those different vendors to have made their company in order to distribute to Walmart. And who else? How many years did it take to get their vision off the ground and started? See, they don't know anything about that because one, they haven't had a vision to start a business and they're just working for someone else. You have a lot of people that do not understand the concept of what it takes to start a business.
Agree. I wholeheartedly agree with that. I do. Now, do you think marriage is a business?
I don't.
Okay. Okay. So what is the marriage? What is the marriage contract represent to you when you sign the marriage certificate, get your marriage license, and all of that good stuff? What does that signify to you?
Exactly what my vows had said: for better or for worse, for richer or poor, you know, sickness and health till death do us part. The love of the significance that we are now one. That without me, there is no you. Without you, there is no me. There is no us.
Okay. For richer or for poor, for better or for worse. Yeah, kind of sounds like a business to me. Because in a business, it's like, okay, if I have a business partner and this thing is gonna fail, then one of us can't see the ship sinking and then jump off and run and just leave the other person on a sinking ship. It's the same thing in marriage, right?
But you do have people that do that. They will go off and cheat and just say forget it and leave, you know, and you don't hear from them, you don't see them, nothing. Just disappear on your behind. The reason I say it's not a business is because if something isn't right, again, communication is the key. If I'm unhappy and you know me as well as I know you, okay, you're going to see it in my face. You're going to see some type of hint. Something's not right. A lot of times, yes, the one person will say, hey, you know, you okay today? Is everything okay? You know, we need to talk, you know. Of course, most of the time women are going to be like, no, because they expect you to have, you know, telepathic memory of being able to communicate with us, which is not true. like we're supposed to be mind readers. No, a man is not mind readers, okay? But we'll say, no, everything's fine. He knows deep down something is wrong. So instead of him going through his Rolodex and try and figure it out a little bit, you know, like, did we get to an argument? Did I say something? Did I leave the toilet seat up? What? And kind of just think about it for a little while. Men tend to just brush it under the rug, like, hey, she don't want to tell me. Oh, well, I'm not going to worry about it.
Yes, because nobody's going to beg, African goddess, nobody's going to beg a woman to communicate, right? If something is bothering a woman,
correct,
and I ask you one time, what's bothering you, and you say, you know, the classic line is, I'm fine, nothing, I am fine. Then okay, you fine then. I'm finna go ahead and turn on the basketball game and let you be fine by yourself. I'm not finna keep, and I've done that before. I've went in, watched basketball, and came back in the room 5 minutes later, like, hey, are you sure nothing is bothering you? No, I am fine. Like, eventually that shit right there gets old.
It does. But sometimes you can just say, and I'll give you the reason why I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
Well, when you're ready to talk, I'm here to listen. Then go turn on the damn basketball game.
I hate you.
Because that kind of lets her know, okay, I am here to talk with you.
Yeah.
Or may I say, to listen to what you have to say. You know, I was very little when my dad would ask me, he'd see it in my face. He would see it in my face. And, you know, he'd say, baby, what's wrong? I'll say nothing. Yep. He'd turn around and say, if you don't tell daddy, daddy will never know. And that used to get me all the time.
Yes.
Especially as I got older, because the simple fact is I knew he was right. If I don't tell you what's going on, you won't know. And that's not what, you know, I wanted to happen. And I can say the same thing, you know, when my husband and I'd have that scowl on my face, you know, I get to going crazy OCD cleaning, you know, something ain't right. Let me see what's going on, you know? And I'd say no. He got used to the point of, well, you know, I'm here if you need to talk. Or if you don't tell me what's going on, I'll never know. And I can't guess. I'm not into the guessing games. And he go on and, like you say, turn the basketball game on or do whatever, you know.
And I
but to just leave it alone, no, women don't want to do that. They want to at least know that, okay, I'm willing to listen.
Yeah, this is a good conversation because that's one of my weaknesses, right? Now I can word it and make it sound horrible and say I'm not gonna beg a woman, you know, to communicate. But I can admit that's one of my weaknesses. I'm gonna ask you one time, is something bothering you? And you're gonna say no, and I'm gonna say, okay, fine, cool. If nothing's wrong with you, cool. Then I'm about to go in there and go take care of my business. I know that's something I can work on. Now, what I want to ask you, African goddess. All right, let's just get. Oh well, no. Another point on that though is, I can't deal with a person who is constantly unhappy. If that makes sense. Like, I know we're human beings and we all have our bad day at work, or we all have bad days. We have bad days. I understand that, but it's toxic if we're having 4 bad days a week. You see what I'm saying? Because I know they say happy wife, happy life, right? But too much unhappiness or too much of an unhappy wife is a miserable life. And I'm saying that to the fellas, like, cool. Everybody has bad days, but when it starts to become a habit to where it's the point where I got to get off work and before I walk in the door, I got to wonder, how is she feeling today? What is this? Oh, you know what I'm saying? I gotta. What is the vibe? What is the energy in the home before I walk into it? I've been in a relationship where, and I know you hear a lot of older men say this. I hear this a lot when I speak to a lot of older men. They say they get off work and they may go hang out at the barber shop and not even get a haircut just because they don't want to go home yet. See what I'm saying? Because the energy is off. The energy is off, right? What does a man do in that? I know communication, cool. What if after communication, nothing is changing? What does a man do if he's put in that predicament with a unhappy partner?
Again, you have to find out what's going on within that woman. I'm gonna say woman because I'm you're a man, so I'm assuming you're going to be with a woman. She could be going through a depression. She could have some type of mental illness that's going on, and that runs rapid within the melanated communities.
Yeah, I give you that. I give you that. I will.
You know, men think, oh well, you know what? Whether she's at home or she go to work every day just like you do. But most of the time, it's the woman that's home first with the kids.
Yes, yeah.
Then you have him, whether you have your own business, so you working late.
Yep.
Every night. So she's done had to deal with these kids for the extra 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
That you're at work, and it's always upon her. You know what I'm saying? And then you're starting your business off. You're trying to get it off the ground and running perfectly and smoothly and things. So you're pretty much 7 days a week out of the home, where she could be working a regular, 9 to 5, as you say, 5 days a week. But then here come the weekends. She's with the kids 24/7.
Yes, I get that.
You would become unhappy too if you ever had to change the role. You understand?
I feel you.
And again, once again, here you have melanated people that have mental illness going on, and they don't even know it within themselves. They just know they're unhappy. They just know they're angry. They just know they're depressed.
Well said. Well said. What's going on, brother Nito? You there?
Yeah, man. What's going on, man?
Man, doing well. Doing well, brother. Doing
How you
well,
doing?
brother. And I'm well, brother. I am well, man. I am well. So, we're just talking about, marriages. I know you've seen the title. So, I guess give me 2 or 3 reasons why people give up on relationships or marriage.
I would say number one, they're not happy within it. And number two, maybe like y'all was saying, maybe there's this, so much animosity built up between them over however long they've been together, and they just don't like each other no more. Because once you get to arguing, things are said. Once y'all forgive each other, and say I'm sorry, a lot of times those same things get brought back up, and it's like, well, were you really sorry, or
Did you just say that? Did you just say
yeah,
you were
do you
sorry?
just say that? Yeah, do you just say that to pacify me, or to get the conversation over with, so you can go about your business? But relationship is, you got to work at it daily. Yeah, you got to work at it daily, man.
Yes,
it's the job in itself. It's the job in itself.
Do you think marriage is a business?
Well, you really, when you sign that paper, you really signing a contract.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, you sign the contract. So I would say it's a business, because you have to work at it to make it. You have to work at it to make it grow.
Yes.
You know?
Okay. So I was listening to a conversation earlier where the word leadership was brought up.
Mm.
Right now, when I think leadership, right, you can go back to the older way of thinking and say, okay, the man is the head of the house. He is the leader of the household. I want to know what the queen has to say about that. When I say, first off, do you need a leader in a marriage? I'm asking you, Nito, the queen, and African goddess. Do you need a leader
I'm gonna
in a
say you do.
relationship or a marriage?
I think you do.
Now, do you put that leadership role on one person, or does it like a does everyone lead their own specific lane, or
I
yeah,
mean,
go ahead.
a man and a woman, we both have our role to play in a relationship, but
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like the man should always be the head. You
Okay.
know, yeah, I feel like any woman that gets married, you should be prepared for your husband to be the head. Now
Facts.
that doesn't mean like he belittles you. You understand what I'm saying? You got a
Mm-hmm.
equal amount of respect, but in my
It
house,
doesn't mean you're below him. It does not mean
right?
you're beneath him. You guys are as
Exactly.
one. You are equal. A man is to initiate and a woman is to complete.
Amen. I agree with
Oh
that.
shit! Oh
That's
shit!
gospel right there. I agree with that.
Yeah, you lucky everything. I'm not toxic born tonight. Which I could probably challenge you on that, sis, but I'm not toxic born yet. Toxic born might come out a little bit later. I see three. What's up
Okay,
with you, Uncle?
How you doing? How you
I'm
doing?
ready.
Big up
He
panel.
said
Big
you
up
ready.
panel.
What's up, IC3?
Hello.
This here we go. IC3 finna get the conversation. Even turn the conversation up a notch now. IC3 leadership in a marriage. That responsibility automatically fall onto the man.
Yes, yes. I think that what that sister was saying was bang on. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yep.
I
Yep.
agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree. I agree. So I guess yeah, this is the question. IC3. What are I know I already know what you I know what one of your reasons is gonna be, but what are some reasons why people give up on relationships and marriages?
I think the main reason why people give up on relationships and marriages is that they are deluded into thinking that the relationship is um, just the two of them. They
Yep.
don't
Mhm.
really understand the power of the third entities and forces that impact on the relationship and trying to keep the household together. So if you trying to set up a household and have a family, you're really at war. You're it's a castle. You got to defend it. Where you got to have people coming at those walls. And I think the most vicious one, subtle damage, comes um, when they send in the agents. So what happens is people acting um, like they're friends of the family, and then
Yeah.
starting to try and nudge your other partner, trying to nudge your partner against you.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
in a friendly way. Oh, well, coming around your house, you got to watch out who's coming around your house, who's
Mm.
coming around your apartment. You know, oh, and what and their behavior when they're coming round. Watch them closely. You see a whole lot of stuff. It's like dropping things like, "Oh, well, what did he get you for
Yeah, Valentine's
your
Day.
for this?"
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah. All this thing. Getting in your business. Is that all?
yeah.
What I mean, it's a poison. It's poison. And so they're digging, and they come around. Oh, so what have you got? What, haven't you one of these in the kitchen? What have you got? What are you eating? Yeah,
Mm.
and they're starting to impose. But the most vicious one comes from the white supremacists
I already
themselves.
know it. I know it, Uncle. I know
Yeah,
you.
yeah, bro.
I know Uncle was gonna get there. Let me ask the Queen. Let me ask you something, Queen. Have you ever had to cut friends or relatives off because you felt like they were interfering in your marriage?
I have.
I mean, without too much details, can you give us like a general situation?
Okay, this is a perfect example.
Okay.
I had one friend that tend to assume what was going on in my house.
Huh?
Yeah, she assumed what was going on in my, because I'm not one to talk. I don't go out there and be like, girl, my husband bought me this, that, and the third, or we going here this weekend, that weekend, and da 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 da. I don't do that. I have one friend that I talk to like that. Anybody else around me, they know nothing. So you have to assume what's going
Good.
on. I
I'm a
don't do
woman.
that. We have an issue going on or whatever. I don't get on the phone. He did this because that causes
Brilliant.
problems. So this one girl,
That's
this one
right.
particular girl, she was single. That was
Uh-oh.
mistake number one.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was mistake number one. She was single.
Yep.
All she used to do
Standard.
was like down him. He need to
That's
do this.
right.
Why you don't have him doing that? Blah 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 blah. I was like, you know what?
See?
This is not your lane.
Ex-
This is not your lane. This is why I have a husband and you don't even have a boyfriend. This this
right.
is this is not your
See?
lane. So and she just kept on and kept on. So finally I just cut her off.
Brilliant.
I'm not gonna let
Proper.
you.
That's a wise
Yeah,
woman.
exactly. You can't
Yes.
dictate to me what
In
my
your
man should
household.
be doing for me. One,
Brilliant.
I'm not looking for somebody to take care of me. See, that's another thing. My needs and her needs are two different needs. I'm not looking for somebody to take care of me. I was looking for somebody that could come to the table and we could put something together and make something.
There you go.
You
Right.
understand? He didn't have to come to the
Yes.
table with six figures. We gonna get there. You
Yes.
understand? That's
Brilliant.
the type of
That's
woman
correct.
I am. She's different. You have to come to the table with something, but she ain't got nothing to put at the table.
Hey, that's
right.
crazy you can say that, Queen, because um I've asked a few women that, and oh my gosh, I was crucified for asking that question. For asking a woman, what do you bring to the table? And the go-to
right.
answer.
Exactly.
The go-to answer for women is, what do you mean? I am the table. I
No,
am the table.
no, 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 no.
Right? Y'all know
Mm-mm.
how these black women are, man. I've asked black women that, and I mean that is the unanimous response. What do you mean
It
what I
is.
bring to the table?
That's
I
right.
am the
That's right.
table.
That's the
It
programming.
is.
It's
It
the
is.
conditioning.
Hmm.
That's a programming.
It
Yeah,
is.
yeah, that is crazy,
That's
And
right.
man.
I used to be like that. I did. I used to be like that when I was younger. The older I've gotten, the more mature I've become. You know what I'm saying? Things
Yes.
that used to be important to me are not important to me now.
Mm.
So that may be a big issue too, you know.
What
But I
about
got
happiness, Queen? Is happiness important to you in your marriage?
happiness is real important.
Okay.
Happiness is real important.
Mm.
But you can't be happy if you can't communicate.
Yep,
So
yep. I got that on the
Told
I
you
list.
had
that.
to learn.
Yep,
I
yep,
had to
yep.
learn, yeah. I had to learn how to communicate because I had that I don't want to like stereotype, but I had that black, I'm independent, self-sufficient, I
See,
don't
that
need no
music, that tune.
man type
Mm.
mentality.
yes,
I
that's
did,
right.
you know what I'm saying? I
that's right.
did. I had to
I
get
can
here.
survive.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I had to
yes, the
get
media
here.
put the music out there, man, to condition the
Mm.
children. Yeah,
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
independent, because they're trying to destroy the families. They don't want families because
Right,
families turn into strong gangs. You can't mess with one because the others will come after you. So they
that's
have to
Right.
right.
say, "Oh, you're individual. I'm an individual. I'm an
Exactly.
individual." Yeah, and then
Right.
they say, "Yeah, okay, we can surround you and choke you. You ain't gonna go. Nobody's gonna back you up. You're on your
Nobody's
own."
there for you.
Exactly.
all right. Now, great, 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 great. That's great, right? All right. Now, because spoke with some sisters earlier. One sister said it's hard being independent. She has to be independent. She's been single and independent for 7 years. Me, I am working on year 4. of being single, right? I'm wondering if I don't want to get comfortable and content with being single. Y'all give me some advice. What kind of things can I start doing without moving too fast or forcing something that may not be there? But what can I do to make sure I don't get content with just being single, not have to worry about the quote unquote nagging, or not have to worry about how she's feeling today? What are some of the things that I can do that so I won't be content with just being alone? Anybody?
Get on a mission. Focus on a mission. Do
Okay.
something.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you do something, and then when you're on a mission, and you have a goal, and you're working towards that goal, and you're making your goal clear, um, other people, you create a, a, a vortex, and then the people will come around you who will in support of what you're doing, and then relationships can build out of that. It's just like Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey. They're doing their thing,
Yeah.
and then the woman arrives. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Marcus Garvey was on was on a project. He's focused on what he's doing, and then he had his assistants, in writing a magazine and so on. Same thing with they're focused on a mission. Then if you're clear about your mission and what you're on about, right?
Mhm.
Then people can tell what you're about.
I like that. I like that. I like that. That's kind of what I'm
Right,
thinking
but
right
otherwise, if
now.
you're just hunting for a woman, if you're just
Yeah.
hunting for a partner, then you're focused on checking people out, looking people up and down, looking at gossip. But you got no mission, you got no purpose. All you're doing is looking for a partner, but
Yeah,
you have no.
and when you're looking like
Yeah,
that,
but
and when you go ahead.
no, go ahead, hon.
And when you're looking like that, you always end up finding you may say you like seeing and dating two women or three women.
Yeah.
If you continue to keep looking and searching, you know what I mean. Those women may not be the one for you because you are seeking. You know what I mean? Have her
Yeah.
Exactly.
like IP3 said, have her seek you. Because once you're in a different, because I didn't even know when I was younger, you know what I mean? And when I was out there dating and everything, I wasn't
Mhm.
looking for Mrs. Right.
He's
Mrs.
looking for
Right,
Mrs.
no.
Right Now. Yeah, Mrs. Right Now.
Yeah. So when you were in a different mind space, and like IP3 say, and you got something going on for yourself, when those bad apples come along, you're gonna be like, that don't fit my portfolio.
That's right. Don't
That
fit
don't
my
fit my
portfolio.
portfolio or where I want to go at. And
Exactly.
then when you find and you finally see the right one, you're gonna know because everything that you're doing in your portfolio, she's
She
doing
gonna
in
do it in
hers.
hers.
That's right.
You're no longer getting those. What they call them on the block? They call them the
Oh, shit.
scallywags,
Yeah.
chicken heads,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
chicken heads. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So but that
Nah, I
also
like
do
that.
too. But that also do too comes with maturity because every guy when you're younger, like you said, you're just looking for right. You're not looking for Mrs. Right. You're looking for Mrs. Right now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You
You're
know
dating with intention. You know what I mean? And that's what I
exactly,
like to
exactly.
think. That's what I like to think I'm doing right now. Right? I am dating with intention, and I
Hmm.
am communicating. Like if you're just a lady friend that I say, okay, maybe it's never going to be anything with us, but we can still go out and have fun if we want to. Then that's what we can be friends. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Don't have to be
Hmm.
sexual. Don't have to be anything. We can just be
Right.
friends. And then
Exactly.
other people I may go on dates with and have conversations with, and like, oh, okay, maybe this could turn into something. So it's about dating with intention. And some like me, Nito, some that I wasn't interested in when I was younger. I wasn't
Hmm.
dating with intention. I was just dating just to, try to sleep with somebody. So
But
I
you see
understand.
though, that even though when we were younger we was doing that, out of the bunch of women that we were that out of the pool of women that was in the mix, Mrs. Right could have been in that pool.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? But we were so focused on, ah, she don't, you know, not that she the type of girl that in the books and all that. You know what I mean? The
Mm-hmm.
little the nerdy girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I
And
know
then
exactly
you
what
might, yeah, you might skip over her, and then 15 years later,
Yep. You
she got
looking
her
back.
shit together.
You looking
She got
back,
her shit
and
together.
yep, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. I really love the point of when y'all said, man, just build it. Just because, okay, it is. Yes, you just build it. Get you a mission and build on your mission, and somebody will come, right?
Mm-hmm.
What
Mhm.
I try not to get caught up in, right? Because now it's becoming cliche to just say, "Hey, I am working on me." All right. I know some people who's been working on them for 10 years and now they're still single.
10
So
years. That's right.
that's what I always try to, try to sometimes I think that was dangerous, and that's why I had brought up the sisters. Like, okay, you've been single for 7 years now. How do I know you're not so independent that you're not willing to sacrifice anything for a relationship, if that makes sense? That's
Yeah,
that's Go ahead,
but you
Neo.
know what it is about that, Born? Just
Yeah.
like the men, you have to wait, get your shit together, and then pick the one that fits your portfolio. A lot of the women, before they got themselves together and was working on getting themselves together, they kept running into them knuckleheads that didn't fit their portfolio and really messed up the chance for the real
Yes.
dude. The
Yes.
real
Yes.
dude that might be like, let's go on a date. No, I don't want to. I don't socially date like that, but we can go and hang out every once in a while if you want, every other weekend. And then she may see this dude as the other dudes, even though he got himself together. She may lump him up in the same category. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I do. I do know. I do know what you mean about that.
And
And
I
I
also
do know.
think it's important that if you meet somebody that's been single for a long time, I think the first question or one of the first questions you should be asking, like, why you've been single so long. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
somebody that's been single for 7 years, prayerfully you done found yourself in these 7 years. I hope you're not dating me and you still looking for yourself.
Mhm.
You want
Mm-hmm.
Looking for
you understand what I'm
yourself.
Yes.
saying? Because if you've
Looking
been
for
Yes.
single for
yourself.
7 years,
Uh-huh.
you should be, found yourself.
You should have some
You may
You
goals.
should
not
be
have all
healed.
your goals accomplished, but you should have some kind of order,
You should have some kind
some
of
kind
goals.
Right.
of mission and vision, something.
Yes, that's right.
So if that would be one of the first questions, I would ask. Hopefully that she'll be dating with intentions as well. If not, I'll cut that off.
I like that. I like that question. I like that question. Why have you been single for so long? But I already know pretty much the answers you're gonna get. I'm working on myself. I needed time to heal. I was damaged. My last relationship really damaged me. Not
Yeah.
trying to make light of abuse, but I hear abuse 85% of the time. When I ask those
But
type
have
of
you
questions.
arrived there? I mean, are you there? Are you good? Are you healed? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Are
yeah,
you
Yeah.
there now? Are you ready?
Yeah. Are
yeah.
you ready for somebody to come into your life and help you get the part that's messed up that you want correct? Because most
Hmm.
of the time, the part that's messed up is relationship. Because the independent woman always say, I got my own car, my own
Yeah,
place, my own
yeah.
money. I don't need no man. But then the ones that want a man, the only part that's left out is the man. So you need to come
Hmm.
into that situation like, look, are you willing to have me in your life and help mend that, help fix that? I'm not saying that I can fix you,
Right.
but let me
That's
come
the
into
key.
that
I can't
spot.
fix
Let
you.
me come in that spot and get a chance and show you how a man's supposed to be, how a
Hmm.
man's supposed to treat a woman.
That's true, too.
Okay, I agree. I agree. I agree, man.
I don't know. I have to give my input on that because uh 7 years, then to ask a person and they tell you exactly why, for instance, uh 7 years. I just had somebody that was just my friend with benefits, as they say.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That person caught feelings. I didn't. Mind you, I was single 7 years prior to that because my husband had passed away. Okay. So when that relationship ended, because I just cut it off. Actually, I moved back to my home state. And so I got into a relationship recently, whatever. I was asked that question. And like I had said, was I haven't been searching. Not saying I haven't been approached or not been asked for my number or asked if I could take you to lunch. I just chose not to go. It had nothing to do with working on myself, being abused, none of that stuff. I just chose to be single because I wanted to. When I wanted to be bothered with a relationship or with a man, then I chose it. You know, somebody will say, you know, women choose the man or the man choose a woman. Let your portfolio speak for itself to bring people in. They can bring as many as you want to come in, but do you choose to allow them to come in? You still have to be that one to make that choice of whether you're going to go out with this person or not.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You're right about that because you mind if I say that? About how we got together?
Oh no, I don't care.
All
And I'm
right.
looking at him like, I ain't said, what? I don't know
No,
you.
no, 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 no,
I
no,
was about to say, wait,
no.
what? Let me know something if I've been asleep, because you sure ain't the one I was just with. No.
No, I'm talking to my wife.
I know now. I had to look at I wasn't looking at my phone.
You're like, how? When do we have a relationship? All right,
I'll say you don't sound nothing like him. Whoa, hold on.
yeah,
Go ahead
when
though.
yeah, when me and my wife started talking, I had just got a relationship. I was 3 months fresh out of a relationship, and I told my wife, I don't want a serious relationship. I want to take time to get over the last one and to really find out myself because I thought the last one was gonna last, and it didn't. So what I wanted to do was sit back and figure out what happened to the last one. So my next one I go into won't be like my last. Feel what I'm saying? If that makes
Gotcha.
sense.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Right.
And but my wife was determined. she won't hearing that. And now here we are 14 years later. And I love this.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I love this woman to
Congratulations.
death. Thank you. And I love this woman to death. So
But it wasn't easy.
no, it was a rocky road at first.
Let me tell you, it wasn't easy because when you try to take on somebody that's been damaged,
Yeah.
that's a
Right.
whole nother ball game.
And you got a good one. Because there's not too many men that will sit back and say they was damaged.
Yeah.
Or that they want to, take time, take it slow because I just got out of this and I'm trying to figure out why did this happen.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a good one.
Yeah.
Just like I could say, yeah, I'm a little too spoiled. But I can blame that on my father because I was the only child raised single-handedly by my father.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband and I knew each other since we were little kids. Our families knew each other.
Oh, wow.
Gotcha.
So we got together. I was 13. He was 14.
Oh, wow.
So that's all I knew. And he spoiled me right in and all that. So again, at least you have one that actually told you the truth.
Right.
I asked the individual once, well, if you were in a relationship for this many years and you have children, with 3 different people, And I asked why it never worked out. Why you never got married? Only thing I've never cheated. It just didn't work out. Well, what did you do? I ain't gonna just say what did she do. What did you do?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do anything. To me, right there, you're damaged.
Right.
If you can't admit that you didn't do anything, like you were
Right.
just that perfect, no. And every marriage has their ups and downs. Any relationship has their ups and downs. It's how do you survive and overcome it?
Right.
And one of the things is that people will turn around, they'll talk about it, well, yell about it. Because when you're yelling, you don't hear nothing either one is saying. Then you turn around and you make up, you kiss and make up, whatever, go have sex, think it's all over with. That gets brushed under the rug. And then 2 weeks later, the same thing comes up again because y'all really didn't figure it out and let it go.
Yeah.
I get it. So is it appropriate for a man to ask the woman the same thing? Ask her, what did she do if her relationship
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because if she sits back and says she didn't do anything, it has to be something.
That's a problem right there.
Right.
That's a red flag right there.
That is a big red flag.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering that. Hold on, real quick.
No, I'll say she didn't do anything. She didn't do anything. It's the white supremacists. Blame the white supremacists. She didn't do anything.
Well,
I'm saying that for real. That's my attitude. When people when we split up, then people start saying, "What's she doing to this and that?" No, I said, no, nothing. No blame on her at all. So white supremacists.
Oh my goodness.
Now
Even
you taking
afterwards.
us somewhere. Now you taking us somewhere, Uncle. Let me ask you: can black people have a successful marriage under the system of white supremacy?
Successful marriage? No. No.
I need him to elaborate. Why you say no?
Because successful marriage, when you said success, when you say successful marriage, this is how I'm imagining it. Okay. Success. What is success? So I'm thinking about the prison system of white supremacy. And let's say you have you're in prison and you have the female wing, and then there's the male wing, and then there's the canteen where the prisoners go for to eat. Yeah, the canteen. Mm-hmm. So everything's under control. It's all in prison, and then a relationship bucks up in the canteen. So you're getting on well with another prisoner that you met her at the canteen, and then you have a so-called relationship, whatever you can, within that prison. But at the end of the day, she's left to go back to her cell. So the prison guards, the prison management are overseeing. They're the overseers of all relationships that take place within the prison. And they're the ultimate persons to blame for whatever takes place in the prison. So if one prisoner stabs another prisoner, then they're going to say, well, when did this death occur? Who was on duty? Was there enough prison guards on duty? Anything that takes place within the prison, right? It's the staff and the management, and that's we're living in a world that's under the prison system of white supremacy. So yes, you can feel have fondness, and have a good relationship with the other prisoner as much as will be allowed. So you may meet in the prison yard, and talk. But that's it.
That's why within that prison, you have to keep you got to keep secrets amongst each other.
There you go.
Let me tell you,
There you go.
success to me of a black couple is raising your babies right, doing work in the community, being a positive role model. Because nowadays the system want to interfere with the black couple. With you have a breakup and the woman wants you out the house, and then all of a sudden you want a system. You know what I'm saying? Child support and all that.
Yeah.
Keep them white folks out your business. There's other ways.
That's a statement you're making there.
Serious.
Keep those white folks out your
Keep
business.
them
That's
out
a
your
statement of
business.
war. What you're
Yes,
saying
because
there is war.
there's a lot of brothers on the system where if
Yep.
there's a lot of brothers that need to be on the system that had no
Yes.
intention on taking care of their kids.
Yes.
But even if that's the truth, give that man time to get his shit together first. Don't just put him on the system right away.
I can't agree with that.
Yeah, give him opportunity. If he don't get his shit right, 6 months to a year, you have no other choice then. Give him that ultimatum. But just right off the jump, putting them on the system.
Well, if you gonna bring up the males and give them opportunity and get their stuff together, you know what? You need to tell these women to stop using them kids as a weapon.
As a bomb.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
See, y'all in my field now. I done seen both sides.
Keep the white folks out
my
your business.
My husband was a police officer
Okay.
for LA County. I was an attorney for San Bernardino County. My thing was family courts with child support. And I done seen many cases and have gotten very upset, but I've always kept my composure as I do on any panel.
Okay.
But some of these black women need to get themselves together. Because, see, if you got yourself together, you wouldn't have to go and get on the welfare system to help take care of your child that you decided to have. And you didn't give him no aspects of what he wanted to do. And I don't agree with abortion because I had 9 children. I'm with one now. I've never been a single parent mother. I don't go with that baby mama, baby daddy mess because all my children have their father on their birth certificate by one man. Period. So I'm not a baby mama. Even now with this one that I'm carrying, I am not a baby's mama. Because this child will go under my husband, who has been deceased now for 14 years. Military pays for this child in the caring for right now. I get all free benefits.
We're gonna have to rewind it. We're gonna have to rewind. African goddess, we got to rewind. So
but
you
some of these females, and I don't care, black, white, pink, or purple, they need to get themselves together while they worrying about somebody, making a black man get himself together.
That's right.
Yeah,
I agree.
But it always fall back on the black man. The black man
exactly, it does. It does. And guess what? If these black men would actually stand up, regardless of what, see, a lot of black men don't know that they can still get visitation for their kids, regardless of ever being incarcerated. Their rights were not taken away.
That's right.
Yeah.
But they don't want to go. They always want to say, I don't want the white man in my business. Okay, but if you got this paperwork telling you, okay, you know what? You need to go and handle this. You need to come on this date at this time to this courthouse. You know what? Get up off your lazy behind and go do it.
Yeah.
Go do it.
I agree.
Because see, all you're showing your child is that, well, I didn't feel like it.
Yeah,
so you didn't feel like fighting for your child?
Yeah.
That's just like if you turn around, you got a newborn baby or you have a baby on the way, whatever, whether you and the mama get along or not, okay? A baby needs Pampers, a baby needs formula, a baby needs clothes, get up off your behind and go do it. However you get money to do whatever it is you're doing, go drop them on her porch and go on about your business. Yes, you got some that will sit back and be like, well, I can't even see my baby, so what do I look like turn around and giving this, because it's your child, period. Just
Oh,
do it.
okay. All right. So
Suck it up.
you kind of barking up the tree that I want to speak about. Can you give me an example of where
Well, let's
it's
bark.
is
I'm ready. It's good tonight.
I like that.
So,
I like that.
so look, I think I want to know, like, is it any can you give me an example of a situation where it would be beneficial for a man to put himself on child support? So I know a couple brothers who've done that, but African goddess, you said you worked in like in family court, so
Only way I would see that being done or having a man to do that is if he's going for some type of visitation or custody with his child.
mm,
and I can see it as well. If you're dealing with a crazy baby mama,
uh-huh.
um, it may be beneficial for you just to put yourself on child support
And
Yeah.
versus
that's, and I
going
was
through
just
all
going to
that
say,
drama.
because
It,
through
with
child
some women,
support,
you can't
she
drop
can
money
write.
off people, or
No,
they just really
you
act
have to
stupid.
actually do it through child support. If
Yeah,
you handed her some money and she gave you a receipt, or you handed her a money order, and you have that stub for that money order, and you gave it to her and she cashed it, whatever the case may be, when you're getting put on child support, they can go back to the day that child was born.
Yep.
mm-hmm.
And back pay, and then you'll owe
That
And
was
back.
you have to owe all that back pay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can come in and you can say, well, see, I have this money order to her, and I made it out to her. Okay, well, you don't have the actual stub that
Yeah, but
says paid to the order of her. They're not going to go through all the background check of this one money order or these 5 money orders. They're not going to do it. They're just going to say, yep, you owe it, and that's it. So
Mm.
no, that's the only time that you would turn around and really go put yourself on child support.
it's more like
Those
protecting
2
your
reasons.
own life.
yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
I got you. Let me welcome Unpopular. Unpopular, you good, brother?
Yes, sir.
Hey, unpopular.
Hey, how
What's going
everybody
on,
doing?
man?
Man,
Hey
we
Chilling.
there.
will. Chilling, brother. What do you think about the topic, man? What do you think? I'll just ask you and get back to the question. What are some reasons why people give up on relationships, Unpopular, or give up on marriage?
I mean, um, I'm gonna say like from a woman's point of view. I'm even though I'm not a woman, but I guess I've seen this happen. Um, I've experienced this. Women a lot of the times, um, they really want to when they find somebody that they really like, they really want to build with that person, and they really don't want to do all that fooling around no more. Women, when a woman makes her mind up that she wants to be with you, she's gonna do everything in her power to make sure that you're on your feet and that you're moving in the right direction with her, because she wants to build a life with you. She wants to it's a certain level of loyalty that women bring to relationships, and I mean, when it comes to men lack that quality. I'll be honest with you, all men lack that quality. So um
What quality was that again, brother?
we just lack that quality of you know I don't want to just say being loyal, but being conscious of being conscious of our own loyalty. I'll say that because a lot of us men, when we come into a relationship, it has a lot to do with attraction, right?
Yeah, yeah.
this
What's
woman
physical?
this this woman is attracted to us. She's making us feel good about ourselves. She's making us feel masculine. She's doing so much for our ego, and we're so blinded by the love that a lot of the times a woman can be like your she could be like your financial counselor in a sense. Like you don't even realize how much she's doing for you. That's why we have those cliches of you don't know a good thing, you don't know a good thing till it's gone.
Yeah.
That's why we got cliches like that. You know what I'm saying? Or ain't no sunshine when she's gone, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Because it's real. So it's just like, you know, I feel like women, they do a lot to keep their relationships. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how women do a lot to make sure that the relationship, um,
What?
what? they do a lot to make sure that the relationship stays. What's what I look for? They want the relationship to stay intact.
Yeah.
It could get it
Stable.
gets yeah,
I
it gets to a
disagree.
when it gets to a point where she can't handle any
Okay.
of the like unstableness anymore. She just feels
Yeah.
like, well, you're not communicating with me, you're not doing this, you're not talking to me, you're not
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
um
I'm going on mute. Nope.
That's
it's like
for real, because I feel like toxic. It seems like somebody is calling for toxic born to get on here,
no,
man.
I'm not.
Toxic one.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know women. I thought women like communication. I don't know if like I thought they want communication. I mean, if I don't really know what a woman wants. I'm not saying I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to offend nobody here, but I'm just speaking from like my own experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like, you know, I don't know, like nowadays it really doesn't matter. Like it all these relationship stuff, it really doesn't matter. Like you can have somebody that's cool, but like all this stuff is changing. Like it's a new day and age. Like I mean, if you find somebody that you like, cool. If you don't, so what?
Yeah,
Like I don't
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
like in
That's
my
the young
opinion, like
people's view.
I
What,
mean
Yeah,
what,
you
what do
You
you
must be
mean,
young.
Diddy?
yeah.
you
Cause
can say that
woman,
you can say that that's a young people's view, but it's just like what is that
You're
supposed to
under
mean?
30.
What is that supposed to mean? Of course, it's a young people's view. I mean, what that's supposed to mean though? Like you're saying that, but what is that supposed to mean?
I think he's kind of saying it like in a you only live once. He's saying like that's the mentality of younger people. You see
I'm
what
just
I'm
saying, but
saying?
people are
If it
past
happens,
judgment on
if it happens,
people are past judgment on young people, not
uh,
knowing what the hell that we have to go through. Like we come up under your order. So it's just like we look at the way that you guys have relationships, what you guys get married for financial reasons or because you met each other at a party. And we're looking at it like where's the backbone to this shit? Like this whole love thing, like people love to throw away, they love to throw around this word love, but what is really love? Does it really hold stock? Like why are you with a person? But we know why we get with people. We get with people because naturally it's for financial reasons, and naturally it's because we don't want to be alone, and because the nuclear way of being with somebody is to be with a woman, and for a man to be with a woman, for a woman to be with a man. So it's just
yeah.
like I'm just saying, like, if you want to be real about the situation, like the shit really doesn't hold no weight. It never did. But nowadays, I think young people are just more open about how they just know that shit doesn't hold weight. So you know what I'm saying?
And you're
That's
speaking
just how I
about
see it.
love, right, brother. You're saying love. So if, like I was saying earlier, like if you had to make a ladder, right, of things that's important in a healthy relationship or a healthy marriage, you're saying love would be one of the things that's lower on that ladder.
I mean, it's what the individual defines as love. Like, what
That's
is
what I
love to
said.
you?
Yeah, I said
You
it
know,
too. It's kind of tricky. I said you can lie, you will lie to people you love.
facts.
So that's why I said love to me is a tricky thing. Oh man,
I
damn,
think
I'm
it's more.
popular.
I think it's
Go ahead,
more of
Gregory.
stability. I think it's more
No
stability.
love in
Stability.
prison.
I think it's more
Yeah,
of a
no love
stability.
in
I think
prison.
it's more really in stability. And what does this person, like we were talking before, bring to the table that I lack? And what does this person lack that I can be the strength on? You know, when you go into a marriage, it's a contract. So when you go into marriage, it's a you have to be at one accord. It have to be a union. You know what I mean? It has to be a
No, I got
union before anything else. Sometimes people get into marriage for that union, and then the love does come afterward. Sometimes people come in to relationships with their love already and build on the union later. So it all depends on where your mind is at, where you see you and this person going. Do y'all are y'all on the same page? And can y'all build something for the future? If you see, if everybody go into a relationship thinking that and saying that, sitting at the table and actually ground rules of what I want, what does she want, and if y'all can come to an agreement, this is what we want. Roll with it.
Let's do it.
And I
All right.
understand too.
Go ahead,
I
Queen.
just want to say the young man that was speaking about love.
Unpopular.
I understand what you're saying because people divorce because of money. You understand? That's like the number one reason for divorce is finances. That doesn't mean they don't love each other, but the love didn't keep them together. You understand? So I get what you're saying about, where does love fall on that ladder you were talking about?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because if love conquers all, love should hold you together, whether y'all could make them finances meet or not.
That's right.
So this is the
Money.
ladder.
Money is the bars of the prison of white supremacy are constructed by finance. It's money. Money is what they use. The prison is built on money. That's what it is. You see, but you can't see it because people just think the money is just money has no bias. Money has no bias. It's just there, just like the same illusion. Think about the bank. When you go to put money in the bank, you kind of think, well, the bank's not racist. The bank is just the bank. The bank's the same for everybody. But they don't understand what a bank is. They don't understand.
I got you. I see three. Let me so this hypothetical ladder, right, that I'm speaking about, right? When it comes to love, I mean not love, relationships and marriage. What's high up on the ladder, what's lower on the ladder. So far, me and African Goddess, we got loyalty, communication, ambition. Now, are we saying love? Should we add love to this list of things that's high on the ladder? Should we add money
Well,
to this
loyalty,
list?
black people can't be reliable because white supremacists get involved in whatever the plan is and mess it up. Until you deal with the problem of white supremacy, loyalty, that word, you're lending black people some money, say, oh, I'll pay you back next week. They're unreliable, fundamentally unreliable. They can't keep promises unless the prison guards allow them to. Communication between cells, right? Unless you're let out the cell to go and talk in the yard, right? No,
Right.
right? Ambition, what?
IC3 be on that talk. He be talking that talk, boy.
He do, don't he?
He be
Unpopular.
talking that talk.
He does. He does.
He be killing it, man. That's my uncle, man. Uncle ain't gonna let us get away from the bigger picture, man. You know what I'm saying? He like, yeah, I understand you happy, you in love, you married, but don't forget white supremacy is still right there.
Right.
I love
But
it.
Warren, we were talking. The only reason we had loyalty up there was I was just making a point. I mean, I don't think
but I had
we
loyalty.
actually.
Well, I said
you had
it
it up there
remember,
previous. Okay, because I
said no. I added loyalty and ambition. See, ambition may not be
Right.
important for people in a relationship. See, I
Okay.
kind of agree with Unpopular in a sense, man. Love, I don't know, man. Love can be farther down on the ladder for me, but ambition.
It can with a lot of people.
And I guess
because
what I'm saying. Go ahead, African Goddess. Go ahead, sis. I'm sorry.
Love. I mean, what people are really now I believe the younger generation is looking at love more so with loyalty. They're not even looking for love. They're just looking for that supposed, in quotation marks, loyalty. They don't even hardly speak of love anymore. And that's because so many have watered it down to, well, it's just an emotion. It's just feelings. And then again, it's what did he do? Oh, he showed me love by buying me the biggest teddy bear on Valentine's Day. Materialistic things, they thinking that's love.
That's love. Facts. I think this African Goddess because real quick, let me reset the show. Shout out Anan, shout out Mel, salute to the panel, everybody on the panel. Great conversation about relationships. I said I wanted to come back to this discussion because I kind of got uncomfortable when we was having our family disagreement over the weekend. And, we was talking about the difference between Black Americans and, Black Caribbeans and Black Africans, and I start feeling like non-Black people were trying to gas up the conversation. And if y'all know one thing about me, I'm gonna be on code no matter what. So I want the people to know, even though we may have our family disagreements, you don't have permission to get in that. That's our business. You mind your business, listen to it, enjoy the content, but don't think you can slide in my ear and say, yeah, boy, I really understand what you say about them Jamaicans, man. No, I'm not gonna let you get in my ear and say no shit like that. You feel me? It's still on code. Families have little disagreements and discussions, and now we back. But I did want to change up the energy a little bit. So I said, okay, let's talk about relationships in this show right here. But shout out to Anna, shout out to Mel, shout out to everybody. Make sure y'all hit that like button. If you're a new watcher, listener, and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, man. And yeah, let's get back to it. So, and then another thing, guys, feel free to leave comments. You got any questions, any suggestions, anything you want to say, drop them comments, man. Blow up the comment section like Mel and Anan is doing, man. Shout out to y'all. But Anan, right here, if there is love, then loyalty is automatic. It is implied. I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with that, Anan. I can be loyal to my 9-to-5 day job, but not love it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say love and loyalty
Exactly.
is the same thing. That's why I would say loyalty is high up on that ladder and love is farther down for me, because you can have the loyalty without love.
But can I bring it back? I'm gonna bring it back to that contract. A marriage have a contract. The vows that you pronounce to your. I'm gonna go back to relationship too, but I'm just talking about marriage right now. Marriage, when you say them vows, you have to stand by them vows. A lot of people forget. Yeah, you did. A lot of people over time forget those vows, or when they say them, they don't actually mean them. So going to being in a relationship, I think people need to go into a relationship not with an actual contract, but with things that you were willing to tolerate and with things that you are not willing to tolerate. And if both those individuals can comply to those to that document, to that agreement, and roll with it, everything else, love, loyalty, all that will fall in place. But see, a lot of people, when they say their vows, they say them, probably mean them for a minute, but somewhere in the mix, it fades away like it's a forgotten thought. You know what I mean? But when you got into this, legal binding contract, you signatured that you are going to follow these. So it's like, if you willing to do it, follow them, roll with it, make them joints work. You know what I mean? Because if any other contract, if you void a contract, what's going to happen to you?
Gonna get sued.
You can end up getting sued. Yeah, you can end up getting. You gonna lose something. You gonna lose something,
right?
Because right here in North Carolina, if you are, I don't know if it's I know it's not every state, but if it's in the state you in, but it's here in North Carolina, if a marital partner messes around on their partner, they can be sent to court and sued.
Alienation of affection. So you can sue the person that actually
broke up your marriage.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, because
sure can.
So the home wrecker, you can sue the home wrecker.
Yeah, because that's what happened to Fantasia when she went through that mess.
Hey, oh man, that's a rich white people law right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rich white woman law right there. That's what that sounds like.
And the woman has sued Fantasia for breaking up her marriage. And guess what? They ended up still together. So it's like, was it for the bag? Was it a come
Probably.
up for them? No, seriously, you gotta look at it like that. So that law is crazy.
Yeah, that is. That's a
So
crazy.
that law is like, look, if y'all motherfuckers don't want to abide by your contract, we're gonna make sure you abide by your contract.
Mhm. Yeah, that's why I'm nervous about that contract, but that's another show, another topic for another show. You feel me? All right, it is, man. Let me read this. According to the National Center for Health Statistics, about 50% of marriages in the United States end in divorce. Why is that number so high, family?
Finances.
And people
White
avoid
supremacy.
and people void that contract.
You
Somewhere
got it.
somewhere in that contract, somebody said bump one of them bylaws and did what they had to do. Because
Mm,
if you isn't there a law, if you stop loving your spouse, you can take them to court for not
what?
loving.
What?
No, oh, oh,
No, no, that sounds crazy.
yeah,
No,
but you
you've
been
been watching too many reality court TVs.
yeah, all right, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Nito, I don't know about that one, boy. That law sounds crazy.
Mm-mm.
I don't know about that one, brother.
But what was that? What was that? Not alienation of love. What is that?
Alienation of affection.
Yeah.
That law right there, that sounds crazy. Mm,
Mm-hmm.
mm, mm. So yeah,
But I,
anybody else? Anybody else want to take a guess? Why is that number so high, man? I know this number ain't always been in no 50%, about 50% of all marriages end in a divorce in America. Why is this
A
number?
lot of
Why is
people
it?
forget within this first 6 months, even of a relationship, you're in that honeymoon phase.
Uh-huh.
So once that honeymoon phase is out, people forget, how did you get with that person? How did that person and you fall in love, come together, get married, you move in together, whatever? They just forget about it. It's like, okay, hey, you're home now. Hey, you're home. They forget that they still need to
Yeah.
go on those date nights. They still need to bring her flowers, or she bring him a flower. They forget those little things that mattered and had you actually to be with that person.
Mm, well said. It's been high for a minute, Mel. I know, man. I think guys, I want to know. Let me know in the chat, Mel, or click the link. But let me know, why is it? Why do we think that number is so high, Mel? That's what I'm asking. Go ahead, Black Peace. I couldn't.
Hey, though,
You was breaking up a little bit. Now you good. Now you good, man. Why is that number so high, brother?
you can hear me.
Yeah, I hear you now,
Now, I
loud
was
and
gonna say, 'cause people, yeah, I was gonna say people don't be knowing who the fuck they marrying. That's number one.
clear.
Motherfuckers be going outside they box. Motherfucker wanna, you know what I'm saying, go, do too much. So you gotta go where you gotta go find somebody that's for you. Motherfucker be wanting to find a motherfucking supermodel. You ain't no supermodel nigga. You need to go
Yeah,
get you somebody like you. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? You gotta get somebody that's gonna be able to work with you, man.
Been like that too.
All the rest of that shit, all the rest of that bullshit, motherfucker be wasting time doing, or dating people because of what somebody else think they look like, or because they friends say, oh man, she bad. Yeah, I'm gonna marry her, and then the motherfucker crazy. See what I'm saying? You don't do weird shit. Motherfuckers be getting mad. That's
facts.
why so many people getting divorced, because they just, oh well, damn, my homeboy and them said she cold. I'm gonna marry this motherfucker. And then 3 months later, she crazy as a motherfucker. And then you know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta do your thing. You gotta do your, you know what I'm saying? You gotta dig into this shit. This shit ain't no game. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, when I said I was gonna do it, I took this shit serious. You feel me?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
that's what I did. I was in the street serious. So when this presented itself, I took this shit serious. What I did, I've been doing this shit for since then.
I like the point.
So
I like the point you made about the standards, right? The standards of what you want, or you have this storybook way of how Mr. Right is gonna look, and at some point it becomes delusional. You know what I mean? So, but then people get mad when I say you have to lower your standards.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that. You just need to go where you need to go like that. What that white people show? Chill. You need to go where everybody know your motherfucking name, nigga. Go over there.
You know that's right.
Yeah. You need to go over there. You feel me? You know, my grandmama put me up on game about that shit. You know, find you somebody who can take care of a home, they self and children. If they can do that, if they can do them things right there, you got a plus on the board already. If you can do them three things already, that ain't gonna seal the deal, but that's a plus on the board. If she can maintain a home, children, shit like that, yeah, that's a plus. But these niggas ain't marrying them kind of women. You know who they marrying now? Strippers.
Yeah, exactly.
And you
But
ain't shit gonna work with no stripper, nigga. It ain't gonna happen. Ain't shit gonna work with no stripper. It don't matter how many. It just ain't. You know.
okay,
So
so
you just gotta ask yourself. You know what you looking at and what type of woman you actually looking for. And what you ask her them. It ain't as simple to just talk. Ask a goddamn question. And then if the motherfucker lie to you, you can motherfucker behavior show you if the question tell the answer is a lie. The behavior show you. Could always stand at a motherfucker, exterior, nigga. Look, pay attention, see what's happening, see what they do on a regular day. When you pop up, you come to their crib. If the motherfucker house dirty every time you get there, you might not want to deal with this motherfucker. You feel me? You gotta look at all this little shit first, man.
I know
You
what
just
you're
gotta
saying.
pay attention. And
Yeah, you just said the red flags. When the red flags are there, the
yeah,
red flags are there.
Mm-hmm.
The red flags are a little
if you
dangerous,
can't
though,
cancel
man.
look, if you can't cancel a date on her when you first start the data, like you tell her you're gonna take her out, sit down, and you say, hey, you know what, some shit popped up, but you can still come to the crib and we can goddamn it
Oh,
watch TV at the crib. If she don't get mad off of that, you might can deal with her. But if she hang up on you, don't call me no more. You feel me? You might need to cut her off. You feel me? Cause she ain't looking for no, she ain't really looking for no happiness. She looking for what you
That's
can
right.
do.
That's right.
okay, okay,
So you,
okay,
you gotta look at that kind of shit, man.
okay.
That
I
shit
like that.
means something, man. It might
I
be
like that.
small. It might be small, but it means a whole lot in the long run, nigga.
No, I believe that. I believe that. You gotta. When you notice the red flags, be conscious of them. I understand that. I respect that. And man,
Yeah,
when I
and
was
don't have kids by the red flags, nigga. Don't have kids by the red flag woman. Do not have kids by the red flag woman, man.
mm,
That's where you
Yeah,
go. That's where niggas go wrong. At. Don't
yeah,
do it. That's a
yeah.
Western mistake. Don't do it.
And that's where a
Niggas do
lot of
that
cats
because
make
she
mistakes.
look good.
Yeah, man. That's where a
She
lot of
look
cats
good,
make
but she
mistakes.
crazy the motherfucker. Yeah,
Yeah.
blow your goddamn car up, but you got 2, 3 kids with her. Tell me, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, you do, nigga. You know what's going on.
Yeah.
I agree. I
Yeah,
You
agree.
choose to
you
ignore it.
can't do it.
So Mel, when
Hey,
I
you
was
just
saying,
choose.
I have a question.
go ahead, sis.
Speaking of the kids and all that, what would make a man date a woman that has 3 baby daddies and think that you're gonna get a wife?
A nigga insane. He
Ooh,
think that.
that's cold though.
I
That's
see it
cold
every
though.
day, but it
Said
goes
it,
both
y'all.
ways. It goes both
Oh
ways. What
man,
would make
I'm
you?
doomed then. I'm doomed. Then what you saying? I'm doomed.
I'm
It's,
just
it's
saying.
over for me. It's over.
Listen to what I'm saying. It's crazy though.
No,
And then my friend be like, I don't understand what the problem is. It just I
So,
don't get it, boy.
okay,
I
so
don't
would it
get it.
be better, right? Okay, right? Because I have 3 baby mamas, right? So it would be better for me to let my kids become adults. Do I stand a better chance when my kids are grown and out of the house? Because the way you just said it, Queen, it's like I'm done. I'm doomed. Like it's over. I'm just gonna die by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like he
No,
said, I'm doomed. And
no, you're not doomed. But what
Exactly. What can I do for her? I mean, come on. I'm not silly. You know what I'm saying? I'm not silly.
Okay,
Sis.
okay,
I
exactly.
understand.
What
That's
what
a
what could you
reasonable question.
actually
Yes.
bring to the table? I have a friend in the
Absolutely.
same situation.
I agree. I agree. And
The same
I can't
situation.
get away from that question. I mean, of course, I can say, look, I am loyal. The best, not even rebuttal, but the best thing I can say to that is, listen, I've been in relationships that's failed. I had a lot to do with it, but they failed. I don't know. Maybe I'm not good. I look at it, maybe I'm not good at relationships, but I want to be good at it. You feel me? I know I have seen myself be really good in relationships before. And I think eventually I can recreate that. But my past shows you that maybe I can't. I failed. You see what I'm saying? And I understand that. I wholeheartedly understand that. But I still think if I put my focus into it, right? If I put
Hmm.
my focus into it and really work to the best of my ability, I can be successful in a relationship.
But are you ready
Honestly,
for that?
I think I am. I think I am. I think what's dangerous is, like I was telling the sister earlier, is now I'm coming up on like year 4 of being single, and I find myself getting more comfortable just being by myself. I like to date and I like to go on dates, but I do like the benefits of just coming home to a quiet house with me and my babies. You see what I'm saying?
Understandable.
I
That's
do.
understandable.
And I don't want to get it, but I don't want to look up and I'm talking to y'all 9 years from now saying I'm just comfortable in the house, just me and my babies. Because eventually them babies gonna grow up and walk out of this house. You see what I'm saying?
That's true. That's
And
true.
then I'm just gonna be me. They're gonna have their own lives.
But you
They're
know
gonna
what though?
get Go ahead, brother.
But now the time you have time now to evaluate what went wrong.
Mhm.
How can I fix it? What kind of woman do I want? And once you get those right there embedded, and the next time you go and you're dating and you're seeking for that one, you're gonna be like, oh nope, she not the one.
Yeah.
Nope, 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 she not the one.
Hmm.
Oh man, she the one. And then when you find that one, make it happen, make it work.
Yeah, I feel that. But like
Hmm.
Queen was saying, so now that I'm in my situation, Queen, I can't
Hmm.
really turn down. I ain't gonna say turn down, but I can't stigmatize the woman that's got 3 baby daddies. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
I
Because
can't.
you're in the same
Who the fuck am I?
situation.
Yeah, exactly. It would be preposterous for me to sit back and say, man, I ain't dating no woman with no 3 baby daddies. Of course, I would prefer not to, but I don't know.
Say
It's
that
just weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. I
because
guess
you're in
that's
the
the
same.
it's somebody out there for everybody concept, right?
Yeah,
Like,
Right.
there is.
now, I wouldn't expect a man with no kids to take on a woman with 3 baby daddies. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah.
I would definitely have to question my son if he said he's in a relationship with a woman with 3 baby daddies. You see what I'm
Okay,
saying?
I see. Yep, I see that.
I
Yep,
would definitely be like, oh shit, son. I don't know if that's. I don't even know if you're ready for that. You don't
yep,
even have. You don't have any kids.
Me
yeah.
too.
But a person like me with 3 baby mamas, you got 3 baby daddies. Whew, it's gonna be a rough one, but
That's
hey,
gonna be rough.
Yeah.
it's rough. Let's put our hard hat on though. If we really gonna do it, let's do it. But yeah, that's gonna be rough. But I was just saying I couldn't be hypocritical and shoot that down. Now the good question you ask is what can that person do for a man? I don't know. I guess in a way, we would have to tap into when the relationship was working. What was you doing? We have to find a way to tap back into
Hmm.
that. That's
Right.
Hmm.
that's especially what I have to do, right? Maybe I should call my partners and say, "Hey, man, when it was good, what did you love about me?"
Hmm. But you know what
Um,
though, a person in that situation, a lot of times, I'm not gonna say all, but a lot of times want that person with they shit together, even if they have kids or not, with their
yeah,
shit together.
absolutely. Yeah,
But it's
absolutely.
like, but it's like we were saying earlier, what do you bring to the table?
That's a
You
fact.
know,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of women. that's in that situation. They
Yeah,
got
a whole
their
lot. Yeah.
stuff together,
Yeah.
and a lot of times, it's not a deterrent from a guy, even if you have kids, to be like, oh, I don't want that. I don't know, man. She look good and all, but man, she got 3 different baby daddies. I don't know, because that's 3 different baby mama, daddy drama. It's like
Yeah,
it
but I
just
think we're
takes.
getting to the age now, though. I think we're getting to the age now where some of these kids are adults. You see
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Or
Hmm.
pushing up on the adult age. So
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would make a little difference, right? So if I get
Does
with a
make a
girl,
big
Sure.
difference
yeah, if
when
I
you're not
got a,
dealing with.
yeah, if I
Now
get a
you're not
girl,
dealing with baby mama.
Yeah.
if I get with a girl and she say, okay, look, I got 3 kids, 3 different men, but it's I don't know, 19 year
My y-
old,
yeah.
18-year old, and 17-year old, then that kind of
Yep.
makes a little different.
Hmm.
You know
Right.
what I
My
mean?
youngest is 17, about to leave the house. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That
they
makes
about
a
to
big
leave the
Yeah.
house.
difference.
Yeah.
Hey,
Now,
but hey,
I,
boom.
go ahead, brother.
All right, what I was gonna say is, I mean, I'm not trying to like, what are we gonna do about the way that women they feel that they need to be liberated? Because it's just kind of like one of those things where a woman, when a woman comes into this situation that we're talking about relationships and all these lifestyles that we're talking about. Like women, I'm not gonna say that they want it, but they have their liberation. Like they have way more liberation than men have. So it's just like one of those things where you start when you look at the woman and you look at um the characteristics of how she carries herself, it's just like sometimes um you ask yourself like it's always a man. A man always has to go, he always has to go fishing for the woman that he wants, right?
Uh-huh.
And a man is always conflicted because there's always these beauty standards to how we're supposed to choose a woman. But like
Yeah.
NATO was saying, or like I think either NATO or BPS was saying, you gotta you gotta choose the one that you can't always pick the one that you like. You gotta choose the one that wants you. But it's like one of those situations, like even if you do put yourself out there, like when we go out there looking for women and whatnot, it's like we end up in, like, think about it, we go to the club or
Yeah.
shit, like where are we gonna go to go find these women? We go online and it's just like we find these women that's I'm not saying that all of them are for attentions, but we end up in these places where like there's like this plethora of women that just represent this side of what you could be looking for consciously. It may not be exactly what you're looking for. And like
Go
how
to
do we
church.
I
how,
like what you said. Yeah,
that's
go
what
ahead.
people say. People say go to church, but
Okay. Hey, Pablo,
but you
you
don't
on
go
the
to
something
church
though.
looking for no woman.
You yeah, I mean, you on to something though. I do. I want to ask that to everybody on the panel. Black Peace, you there, bro? Black Peace.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Hold on. Your mic is messing up again on me.
Hold on, I'm switch it up here.
Okay, all right. I'll come back to you.
Yeah, he
Okay.
got to
Nito.
go to a center. All
Okay.
right, I'm
Yeah, I
here.
was just gonna say Nito and the Queen. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all been out the loop for a minute on the
Mhm.
dating scene. But what should a brother like me go to find me a nice lady?
I would say go to a nice lounge, a nice jazz club.
Mhm.
Okay,
Serious,
okay.
nice
I got
jazz
you.
club.
I got you.
That's where the older women that are single with their girlfriends go out. They might have one of their girlfriends married in the group, maybe two, but they go out in flocks. And you might bump into the one, man.
I got you. I got you. What about what is the Queen saying?
I mean, you can meet the right person at Walmart.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Go out to places that make you feel comfortable. You can meet the right woman at the mall. It doesn't have to necessarily be, a club or dating type setting. So don't be closed minded there. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
You can
Got you.
write, you can run up on her anywhere, to be honest with you.
But I think it's more comfortable in the dating scene and at a
It's
nice little line.
easier.
Yeah, it's easier to
Yeah,
approach someone. You're
it
not
is.
gonna approach a random woman that you say, you know what? Let me go see what she
In
about. You
Walmart.
know what I mean? You
Yeah,
might be talking to a
I'm
woman in
still that guy
Walmart,
though.
and her
I'm
man
still
come run,
yeah,
and her man
yeah,
come around the corner
I
like, what the
mean,
fuck you doing? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
No, I like that. I like that. African goddess, you there, sis?
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
still here. I'm listening. I was gonna say, I mean, depending on the age range, yeah, I can understand going to the little jazz scene and things like that. But then at the same time, with that one, you might run across a woman that's still trying to get herself together or just trying to get back into the groove of just being single. You never know with that. I look at it and you meet people when you see them. That could be anywhere, meaning
anywhere.
anywhere. It's nothing wrong with speaking to a young lady in Walmart. Okay, she got her man with her. He turned the corner. I mean, if he's secure within his relationship and she's secure in knowing that she is in a relationship, she gonna be like, oh no, I'm in a relationship. All right, cool. I'm just saying you pretty. That's it.
mhm.
There's nothing wrong with shooting your shot, and if
Yeah,
you
That's
get shot down, then you get shot down.
Get
yeah,
shot
that's
down.
true. That's
Yep.
true. That's true.
yeah,
You
yeah.
have
Yeah.
to accept that within your own ego, your own pride.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
might
you're right.
strike out a couple of times,
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
could be for your own good.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true.
I agree. So, male woman answer this question. Born, can you please explain the lower standards part? So when I
Right.
was saying you may, I guess it's just like me and the queen was talking about. When I'm saying lower your standards, like I've literally heard women with 2 kids say they don't want their next man to have a child.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I understand you want what you want, but you may have to sacrifice that part of your dream list. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Everybody, if you're single, you probably got a dream list of characteristics you want your next partner to have. But some of those some items on that list need to be edited at times. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I noticed that in what I was doing on the dating scene. I was like, when you sit down and look at that list, you're like, oh shit, this may be a little bit irrational. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
nobody, this is a perfect person. You see what I'm saying? I can sit here
Right.
single all day and say I'm looking for the perfect woman. And then, like I said, it'll be 10 years from now. And you're like, Born, are you seeing anybody? Nope. I'm still looking for the perfect woman. So, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's what I'm saying. You may have to, I don't know, maybe lower your standards was the wrong thing. But yeah, you're gonna have to make some sacrifices at
That's
the
true.
Yeah.
very least of it, man. At the very
They're
least.
gonna have to come to terms with who the hell they is. That's what they're gonna have
Thank
to
you.
do.
Right.
Thank
Because
you.
that
Yeah,
list
they're
they
gonna have to.
made, I don't call it that's a dream list. You need to make you a need list. What do you need from
Mm,
this individual? Get off them dreams and that imaginary person, because that's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 'cause no one's perfect. Hmm.
go
You're
ahead,
not
Black
gonna get
Peace.
it all.
Go ahead, Black Peace.
No, no, I was agreeing. I was gonna say,
Oh,
yeah, I was just agreeing. I would say it's really just working. To me, it just working together real good. That's what I do. Like, for example, when I was listening earlier when you said like, no, it wasn't you, it was a lady speaking. Like the woman be at the house with the kid. Like for example, me, I watched it. I had my 2 youngest kids all day. I work in the evening. I'm at work now. I
okay.
work at night and shit. So like I had them all day. So it's like she only had them from she 5 to 8. They go to bed. So I had the kids more, but she do cooking and all that. I clean up. She cook. I had the kids. She take the kids to school. So it's just like an even thing we do.
It's a
Like
partner. You want a
yeah,
teammate.
like
Some
we take
teammate.
we carry that shit together, man. I asked her that in the beginning before we even got to that point. Like I hope are you willing to help carry too? Goddamn it. Not
Yeah.
not on
Yeah.
your own, but like if I ever need your help, can I look to you? And she
Yeah.
always been there, so I ain't never had to second guess her ever. You know, I
I
ain't
think
never
it's
had to
what
second
most.
guess her.
I think it's what most men are looking for.
Mm-hmm.
My bad,
Yeah,
and
it ain't about all that old weak ass. These niggas be online whining. My girlfriend didn't tell me she liked me today and all this old weird shit. None of that shit don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't get down with none of that shit. I usually get a love to her. She give it to my kids. I'm satisfied with that. I don't need all that old. Oh my goodness, girl. Oh my goodness, you got your hair retwisted today. Oh, it's old to look good. I don't give a fuck about that, man. You know what I give a fuck about? She taking care of my motherfucking kid. That's what I give a fuck. Fuck all that other shit. Yeah, about
Exactly.
that
oh man.
weak ass shit, man.
Uh
Yeah,
oh.
I don't get caught up in all that
But I
old
think
shit,
it's
man.
what some women like that though, right? That's gonna be based
No,
on
no,
your
I'm
love
saying I don't want her having to say it to me. I say it to her. I
language.
tell her she look good. I'm saying, you know how some dude, I be listening to some of these podcasts, these dudes be whining about that type of shit, about the woman not giving them a compliment when they wake up. That's some weird ass shit.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
for
I ain't grow up like that. So I just feel like I made the commitment in the beginning. That's what I'm sticking to, nigga. I ain't got look till my kids grown. My job ain't done, nigga.
real.
With my kids or my wife. My wife is for life. My wife come before my kids, and then my kids. So I'm dedicated to them too, in that order. Her, then the kids.
That's
And
real
I'm
right
sticking.
there.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
That
Thank
is so
you.
real right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, that was yeah.
That's how you got to
Mhm.
do it. If you do it like that, you'll be alright, man. You gonna have some little stumbles and shit, but other than that, you'll be alright, man. That shit ain't it. Once you get past that little, the family, you know, both sides of your family trying to butt in your business. Once you get past
Yeah.
that shit, you'll be alright.
Mm-hmm.
Cause that's what they do with the first year and a half, 2 years. They all in your business. Cause
Mm-hmm.
they want to be one or the other. They want to be the wife or the husband. They want to be one of y'all. So they don't come over there with that bullshit. You just put their ass out as disrespectfully as you can, and they won't never come back. You be good, man.
Yeah.
You were speaking about that. You right on
Yeah.
time,
I
too. We
still
were
love you
speaking
though, but you
about
gotta
that
get the
earlier.
hell out of here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
were
got to
speaking
go.
about that earlier too, man.
Oh
Outside
yeah.
outside influences.
Yeah. I don't even allow a motherfucker be at my house when I get home. You can't come. You can't be at my house when I get home. I've been at work. What the hell you doing here? If you don't live here, you can't be in my. Nah, I don't roll like that. I catch you there. It don't matter who you is. I'm gonna tell you, get the hell out. I'm about to go to sleep. You got to go. I don't care who you talking to, who you came to see. You got to go. I don't do that
Yeah.
old weird shit, man.
Yeah, I don't like a whole house full of people either, man.
Yeah, I
You
don't
know,
fuck around like that, man.
I don't do that shit.
Come see me when I call you.
That's
Yeah.
right.
God damn it. Other than that, FaceTime me or something.
Yeah.
Shit, I ain't fuck all that other. I don't, that's how you got to keep your shit inside your. You got to keep your marriage inside of your fucking house when you get married, man. Should
Yeah.
nobody else be in y'all business whatsoever. Not your mama, your grandmama, auntie. None of them motherfuckers should be in your business. And
Yeah.
under no circumstance, I don't give a fuck how bad it is or whatever the case may be, you should not call them folks. They
That's
gonna give you the
right.
worst. They gonna give you the worst advice every
The
time you
worst.
That's
call them.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very,
Yeah.
They
very
do it.
true.
Yeah.
They gonna do it. I'm telling you. Especially old motherfucker who done been mad 35 times. They gonna tell you, leave that motherfucker.
Yep.
Yep.
The
Yep.
first thing they gonna say, leave that motherfucker. That's all they ever done.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you gotta watch people, man. You just gotta keep it inside the house, man. You'll be good, man. Shit ain't that hard.
Mm.
It ain't, man. It really ain't. Once you get it, once you figure it out, shit ain't hard. I told you when I got married, I was 24. So
Young age. Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Young
so yeah,
age. Young age with it. I see
yeah,
three. You
man.
still there, brother? I see
Yeah,
three there.
listen, what he's saying, what he's saying is 100%. Keep your business in your house, man, and kick people out when it gets late.
Mm-hmm.
I think and then let me go to one of the comments. I'll post this to you, I see three. Why do so many African American men, well, let's just say black men, right? Let's don't use African American. Why do so many black men marry non-white women? You typed it horribly, but that's the question.
Non-white women.
No, I can't
I
answer
mean,
that.
non-black women. That's what I meant to say. Non-black. Why do so many black men marry outside their race? He worded that horribly, but that's the gist of the question.
Yeah, I think it's to do with you know, in the prison system of white supremacy, the prison is actually built on with money. The money is the bars. So as if money is aspiration, your fundamental reason for being together, or what you're really about, then you've got to do whatever you can to make money. So you go for the job, or you marry up, because money rolls with white, doesn't it? So they're just trying to marry up, get the money. But if your goals are liberation and reparation, then it's difficult for the white supremacists to. The bars of money kind of start to melt away, because if money's not your main thing, then the prison starts to, once you start attacking, once you don't care so much about money, then the bars start to melt. Prison bars start going.
Okay.
Well, I know I asked my father that several times growing up, and his answer to me was he just wanted a child. So, I mean,
he just wanted a child.
He was married to his first wife, who helped to raise me, because when they divorced, they remained best friends. She was a black woman. He had an affair on her with my incubator that created me. So they got divorced. My incubator and him got married. 7 years later, he and I moved out, and he raised me by himself. I was too dark for my incubator to be called mom, even in public, all that kind of stuff. But his thing was he didn't want he wanted a child. I said, well, thanks. You look at the hell you put me through just to have a child with her. Why you couldn't have a black woman? But in the end, I won, because I had his first wife, and that's who I called mommy. So we were very close, like mother and daughter. So other than that, I don't know. I really don't. Why men decide to date out of or marry out of their race quicker, other than to say some black women is just a little bit too much. They're too crazy.
Yeah, or maybe too that him growing up, he was like, you know what, I'm gonna deal with a white woman, and it could also be that forbidden fruit.
Right.
That forbidden fruit, like,
I
you know
mean,
what? I'm gonna get it.
It's no different than looking at somebody that you're attracted to for their outside features, outside of their heart. You got some that prefer, light skinned. You got some that prefer real skinny, big booty, different aspects.
Curly good hair. Yep.
Right.
Curly good hair. Mm-hmm.
That's like I could say, me personally, I prefer a man that's over 6 feet tall. I'm only 5'1". And it's not like my father was a tall man, because he was 5'10", 5'11". But still, my husband was 6'7".
Oh shit.
So
yeah, you went for the tallest.
Heck yeah. I did. But again, it's all one's perception of what they like, of what they see at first. Because of course, what you're attracted to is what you're going to see first.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and it can happen from childhood too.
Right.
What you
Mine did.
what you attracted to on the playground, You know, you
Right.
got the black girl. I ain't gonna say nappy hair, but her hair probably straightened, hot
Oh shit.
comb, or pulled back, and then you seeing white girl flowing hair. You know, it could be anything though when you're
It
younger.
could
You
be
know,
right.
I don't
Right.
think I disagree. I think that I feel like black men have been conditioned to like white women. I don't think that I don't think it's so much as an attraction as it is a lot of them think it's a come up. You
Mm-hmm.
understand to have a white woman on their arm
Right.
because they've always been told, like you were saying about the forbidden fruit, but a white woman, blonde, blonde hair, blue eyes,
Trophy.
that's supposed to be like the number
The
one trophy
trophy.
there is.
yeah,
So especially black men with money. You understand when
Or
they arrive,
family
they
has
feel
a
like
little
they
bit of
don't
money.
feel like they're,
Correct.
they feel like they haven't got all the way everything that they need until they get that white girl.
Mm-hmm.
Not all, but a lot. Not all, but I'm gonna say a lot, and I see it. I mean, it's just I have an issue with it. You know what I'm saying? I have an issue with it. I just feel like you could find a sister that has the same things or qualities that this woman has if you took your time to, to find them. And I
Mm-hmm.
always get, well, y'all got a lot of mouth. I heard that. We always got a rebuttal, da 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 da, and
Not all of us.
not all of us, true, but I've heard
Exactly.
it. You know what I'm saying? When I
Mm-hmm.
ask
I've heard it as
other
well.
brothers
Correct.
that have dated white girls, I'm like, why are you dating a white girl? It doesn't even make sense to me. And they was like, well, she do what I want her to do.
and
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
what you
that's how
always
you
say.
get
Mm-hmm.
street mentality. It's because they can control them. But once they
Mm-hmm.
hit a certain income bracket, they become their trophy. So
Right.
it's like the black woman to me is damned at the bottom and you damned at the top.
And what do you always say? You gonna know how true she is when y'all get in an argument
That argument.
and she call you a nigga.
You
Yep.
gonna get
I
enough
was I
niggas
was
to
gonna
get them
say that.
niggas.
You know? So the black girl gonna call you a nigga all day, and you be like, "Yo, you a nigga too." But when that white girl call you a nigga, it's a whole nother hit, boy.
Mm-hmm.
That shit hit different, boy. That pain different. Like, so do you just not see me as a nigga, or have you always seen me as a nigga?
You always been a nigga.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, you know the answer to that.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man. That's why cream tastes so nasty in coffee, man. It ain't supposed to be there. It ain't supposed to be
Exactly,
there, man.
yeah.
You gotta leave it the way it is, man. You can know somebody all you want to, but you ain't supposed to go over there dipping over there. Keep your ass at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't dip over there, man. You get the dipping, you get them off taste, and you notice a lot of niggas who go over there, man. When they come back, they just be off, man. They don't be
Hell
can't
yeah.
get right no more, man. You be having to remind them niggas who they is, and got them at let them know what money it is and shit. They be throwed off because that's a hell of to live with one of them. It's a task. My
Yeah.
brother did it, man. He told me that nigga said it's a task living with a white woman. A hell of a task. He married one of them before, so that nigga know. He told me all the goddamn hell stories he had. I'm talking about every day it was something.
Hell,
Shooting,
I could tell you. And
yeah,
I was a 7 and under.
yeah.
Mm.
I
So
can remember till I was 3 years old and didn't
that's
even know what the word meant, anything, nothing. And being called by your own incubator?
Mm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You try that.
That's rough.
yeah, it's serious. It's
Yeah, that's
serious.
even rough. Yeah, that's even rough.
That's
Man.
terrible.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, it's serious, man. It ain't something you just do. I mean, you can do whatever, people can do whatever the fuck they want, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Recommended. No,
Um,
recommended.
I wouldn't just say, hey, yeah, go, but if that's what you end up, that's your problem. It ain't mine. I'm good.
Right.
I know that's right.
I mean, that's what you want to do. Go ahead, waste your time or whatever. Go ahead. I mean, the worst thing you can do is, goddamn it, go have some kids. You really done fucked up
Mute.
then. Yeah, you threw the end, man. Cause it's yeah, you know it's already fucked up as it is. I wouldn't dare. I don't know. My grandmama just taught me this shit when I was goddamn it 8 years old. So she put me up on this. Keep your ass. Find you somebody who look like you, and that's who you need to marry. She told me that shit when I was 8. So and I just kept that shit. Fuck all that other shit. I ain't never date nothing else outside of black. Never in history. So it just wasn't gonna happen.
Never in history.
Yeah. We couldn't bring one of them to the man. Get your ass beat.
Better
You
not.
can't bring one of them to the
Better not.
crib. And my great grandmama was a straight up. She'll call you a honky in your face. So or she'll ask you what she'll ask a white person, what the fuck you doing here? That's how she was. When she was living, she'll ask you that. Why you said, what the fuck are you doing here? And why? And who told you to come? And who told you it was safe to come here? She'll ask you that type of shit. So I mean, I just learned from them, man. I got raised by all them women. So that's who taught me this shit.
And you gotta look at the atmosphere when they was coming up, what they had to go through. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So that
For
right
sure.
there, they feel like they need to pass that on because shit ain't changed.
No, it ain't.
Shit ain't changed. Shit ain't really changed.
No.
It's
No.
more acceptable. It's more acceptable. Some places, you can go now to this day and still be looked at funny, but it's acceptable now in a lot of these major cities. But if you go in these little hick towns, you're gonna probably get them looks.
Yeah. Always. That's what my grandmama always tell me. She said shit is legal, but it ain't. She said that's where it stop at. It's legal. That's
Hmm.
what she said. She told me that. That was shit. I think I was in ninth grade then. Ninth or 10th grade. She told me that shit. She said only thing changed is it's legal on paper. That's it. Nothing else.
Hmm.
But she always let me know. Don't you think about doing that shit. She let me know that off top. She wouldn't, man. My grandma was on me about that type of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, my
She couldn't
mama,
stop.
my
No,
mama put me down on that.
yeah, for sure. That's what it is, man. My daddy, he was doing his thing. It was just my grandmama, man. If I ain't have her, I'd probably be fucked up out here. So I'm glad she was around.
Yeah, because man, mm, that's why I'm glad it's good that I had those older black people, man, in my life. You know what I mean? See, this generation now, they have us, and we haven't really went through. We went through the struggle. We haven't went through the struggle like our parents did, like our grandparents did. That where you couldn't even look at a white person.
Uh-uh.
You know what I'm saying? So it's. Mm-mm. I know people say, "Oh, the times have changed. Oh, you gotta love everyone. Yeah, you gotta love everyone, but times haven't changed.
No times ain't changed.
Yeah, and even that love, there's a thin line between there because you know everybody went to sleep.
Nah,
No, I'm
Nah,
still here.
Oh,
nah,
Everybody was quiet.
yeah, everybody was quiet, but yeah,
nah.
boom.
I'm trying to get some laundry and shit done in the background. What's up? What's up, Black Pete?
I just say that nigga probably went to sleep. He'll go to sleep on you.
Yeah. I will. Nah. It's too early to go to sleep. It's too early. It's too early, man. It ain't number what 8. A little bit after 8. Nah, it's too
Yeah,
early, man. It's too early to go to
it's
bed.
early in the morning.
because I remember stories of my dad. Man, my dad he was born 1934. And he lived and grew up in Little Rock, Arkansas. So he told me stories of how it was growing up,
You
where
said your daddy was born when?
Little Rock, Arkansas,
No, you said what year?
1934.
1938. Oh,
God damn.
Yeah,
Your
see.
daddy, you said?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
my mom and my dad had me when they was like in their 40s.
Yeah,
So,
okay. Yeah.
Man.
so, so me growing up, you know what I mean. Even when I was younger, I was more mature than the other kids that had mamas that was in their 20s
Yeah.
and 30s. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, cause I was the kid with the mama in the 20s, man. My mama
Yeah.
and my dad.
Yeah. See, and I was like Nito. My mama was 40. My dad was 41 when I was born.
Yep.
And
Yep.
my mama then was
38,
mid 20s when they with me. Mid 20s I was in middle school.
So
So
yeah.
they actually lived through their little bullshit and had me and my sister. You know what I'm saying? So me growing up, I always had the older mama. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So I always got some stories of how it was growing up in the 40s and
yep.
50s. You feel what I'm saying? And there was a different outlook because they were put me on game of how life was. You know what I mean? 'Cause shoot, I was born in 1975
Shit,
when
you same age my mama and them then, nigga.
yeah. So yeah.
Damn.
So there was in that time. In the 70s, early 80s, you could still get spanked in school. I remember getting my ass spanked by the principal of the school.
Yeah. I remember
You
that
know what
shit.
I'm saying?
That was around. Yeah.
So
That,
yeah,
that was around in my time too.
I got my ass whooped at you and Paul. Mr. Stewart. I never forget that nigga.
so I was born, in a space where the generation gap of parents was not slightly different, all the way different. You
Yeah,
feel
the
what I'm
20
saying?
years ago.
Yeah, yeah, at least 15 to 20 years between parents. You know what I'm saying? My parents come to school and it's like, you brought your grandma to school?
Yeah,
In a sense of,
because their parents was a lot
was
younger.
was a lot younger. So, I always was the dude that was like, nah, man, we shouldn't do this, man. Doing our dirt. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
That's how my son is now. He's 18, but just by me early graying and things,
Mm-hmm.
it was your grandma, your mom, and I'm his
Mm-hmm.
mother. And he used to get real mad. Oh, he did. He used to get real mad. That's my mama.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, calm down. It's okay.
But you know
You
what
know.
though? His nurturing pattern is gonna be different because
Yes.
you nurture him a mature woman. You know what I'm saying? Not no
Oh
woman
yeah.
in the early 20s. I'm not saying it's wrong because a lot of young women
No, I
have
understand
became. You feel what I'm
100%.
saying?
My,
But it won't.
as I said earlier, I was a teen mother. So my
Mm,
oldest and my youngest are 20 years apart, literally.
Okay, so she know
okay,
both
yeah. So
sides.
so the nurturing pattern is different. You know what I mean? My mom
Very
was like,
much
look.
so.
Mom was like, look, all my friends, when that street light come on, get your ass in this house. And
Right.
I should sit in the house and look out the window and see my friends outside still playing.
Right.
I'm like, what's going on with this? It wasn't that she was strict. It's just that she was brought up in a different
Different
era.
era. Correct.
And and,
Correct.
and I feel like these eras are 10-year spans, 15-year spans.
Mm-hmm. Very
You
much
know,
so.
yeah. So it's a different vibe when you have an older
Mm-hmm.
parent.
Very
You
much
have an
so.
older parent. You grow up to be more mature because what they putting you on is different. Unless you
Mm-hmm.
have a grandparent that's instilling that in you, or an
Mm-hmm.
older uncle that's instilling that in you, older aunt that's instilling that in you, it's
Right,
different.
which he's had a little bit of all. Like I said, my
Yeah.
oldest is 20 years older than him. The one that's next to him, they're 10 years apart in age.
Mm-hmm.
So he still had, altogether there was nine. There's only seven left, but um, then the one on the way. But again, his niece, my firstborn granddaughter, and him are 5 months apart in age. She being older,
Hmm.
so all his siblings have had a hand in raising him.
Okay. And that's how
You
you
know,
raise. And that's how the village raised the child.
Raise a child.
exactly, exactly.
Because I remember having talks with my grandmother, my dad's father, about slavery. You think about it. He was born in 1934, so she was born like 1860s. So she was right at the end of all the bullshit.
Right. Right.
So I remember having a conversation with her, and she put me on game, and I was like, and I was a young dude because you know she lived in Arkansas, and we lived up in Connecticut, so I ain't really see her much. But when I did see her, she made sure she put me up on game. Boy, the stuff she talked about at the age I
That's
was,
like me. We go. My dad was born in 40. He was a sibling of. There was 13. My aunt is the only one left. She's 83 years old, and she was number 9, and my dad was number 10. So she was born in 38. But mommy's mom, she was the oldest woman living in Houston, Texas, when she passed at 105. So I would always go between my two grandmothers. It's funny because you say Little Rock, Arkansas, and my dad's side of the family is from Wilmot, Arkansas. I went to college in Little Rock, Arkansas. I went to Philander Smith. But I was always between those two grandmas growing up. And I was always nosy. I loved to hear about the history. Then my husband's mom and grandma, his grandma, was a part of the Black Wall Street. She was from Oklahoma, So that had a lot of, and she didn't pass away. She passed away a couple of years ago. She was 99 years old. So, I mean, he seen his grandmother. Our kids seen that was their great grandmother, and then my oldest daughter had kids at that time, so she got to see her great third generation of grandkids. Long lifespan.
Yeah.
But so much history that those that are now coming up now, like I was saying, they think loyalty is love, and it's not. They don't even understand half the struggles that generations have gone through for them. And it's still for them at the end of the day. It's for them.
But we gotta look at it too, though. They call it Generation X and all that and everything like that. Millennials, I call it the microwave generation, because they want everything right now. Instant.
Yes,
everything
they
is
do.
instant.
They do.
Me and my wife was talking. You see, we was talking. Not too long ago, we was like, you remember when you had to remember telephone numbers?
Yes.
You could remember. You could have 200 telephone numbers memorized.
Yep.
And you knew them.
Now
You was
you
quick
can't
with it.
remember
Even with
nothing.
rotary, you was quick with it. Now I don't remember nobody's number.
You don't. I barely remember my own.
Exactly.
Right. That's true. That's true.
So that's that instant generation, that microwave generation. Everything's an instant. Everything's right there on time. There was, back in the day when we was going, back in the like 80s, if you had a friend overseas, say in Switzerland, Germany, or something like that, if there was pen pals, you couldn't get on a device.
Right.
FaceTime
Right.
and actually see them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this generation, they got so much information and they got to absorb it so quick. I would hate to be someone young living right now, trying to figure out life. Because
and that's where life has, as parents, you have to make your kids have that fun now. But you have so many that are allowing the Xbox, the PlayStation, the internet, babysit your kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cause how
You don't
many
even
kids?
have family sit down dinners anymore.
No, and how many kids go outside and play chase, ride their bikes in the neighborhood and all that? You don't even
But
see
you
that.
don't think that's part of the plan?
Yeah, that's
Right.
part of the plan.
That's part of the plan, yes.
Yeah, that's
Where
part of
is
the
he
plan.
at? Where is he at? Says white supremacy.
Yeah,
Yeah, IC3,
that's part of the plan.
this is your time to chime
You
in,
been
brother.
Yeah, you're
distracted.
coming
Wake
round to
up.
it.
IC3, there you go.
Right, coming round to it.
IC3.
Yeah.
You're starting to see the game, big game.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Definitely. Definitely. But it's like I've always, let's go roller skating. Let's go play double dutch. Let's play tag. Let's have a race. I,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
we've always been like that,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So
And
yeah.
then you ask kids that now, that they're like, "What?
Go where?
Yeah.
Where? You
Yeah.
want
I
to?
don't know.
You want to
I
go to the
don't
bar? You
know.
want to go to
I'm
football with you?"
look. I'm still trying to let this sink in. So we're not gonna go with that right now. I'm just gonna let this sink in.
Yeah.
I suppose
Anyway.
when they have those people, when they have a lot of money, they send their children, the rich, the elite, send their children away.
Boarding
And
school, yeah. Mm-mm.
I used to think, oh, these people are so cold, But I suppose that's part of it, because they're teaching the children to learn to rule,
Yeah.
And I suppose that form of independence is that there's no mummy or daddy to cry to scream to, because you're miles away in a boarding school, you
Right.
know, and so you just have to learn to survive, So you just come home. Yeah, it's a whole different mindset. I can't imagine, and those places are so expensive,
They are.
huge
Yeah,
amount of money,
I couldn't
and
imagine it. No.
yeah, so you're
Yeah,
paying.
but you know what that does for that young individual? That allow him to open his mind and broaden his mind. That's why a lot of them kids go to them schools and be the ones going
They
to them
normally,
Ivy
yep,
Leagues.
those are
They're
the
the ones
ones.
that are the movers and the shakers now, and the movers and
Yeah,
the
because
shakers of
they're
tomorrow.
learning to rule,
Yeah,
to
but they
manage.
also the main ones that like to go off and they experiment with different drugs, and a lot of them are alcoholics. A lot of
Yeah,
mm-mm.
but look
They
at it
still
though.
end up ruling with their alcoholic and their drugs. They still rule you.
They still
The
do
only
it.
right, the only thing that I look at that's a good thing is that when they turn around and have their own business, you can go to whatever school you want to, but just know you're gonna run this family business, whatever it
Hmm.
may be.
Hmm. And they're
You're
prepping
gonna
them to
learn
do
this
that.
family business.
And they're prepping them to do
And they're
that.
prepping them to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
As black people who've been managed by these white supremacists, we have to have the same attitude to get out of this. We
That's
have to
right.
have the same seriousness when talking to children,
You
when
got
educating the children. It has to be as serious as when they're taking their children to military school. We're just too fluffy, and that's why for centuries and decades, black people just still remain in the same situation, because it's going to take some seriousness, a different level of seriousness, to actually get out of this prison.
You're right,
It's
and that's why I like over here in America where they had those, what they call them. They're not some boarding schools, but they're not public schools. What do they call them?
Charter school.
Charter schools. I
what's
feel
that?
like a charter school is a school where it's funded not by, right. It's funded not by.
They
It's
do
not
get
government.
government money,
They do get government money, but
but they're like the kids wear uniforms. They're more structured,
and the curriculum
and the
is.
curriculum is not the same. Um, a lot of the charter schools here, they go to school all year. Our public schools don't go to school all year. The kids still get time out of school,
They go to
but it's
school.
not the same as
They go to school like
the local public school.
they go to
It's
school.
different.
They go to school like 3 weeks and have a week off.
Yeah, it's set up
They go to
different.
go to school for 3 weeks and have a week off. but they're going to school all year long.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I
And what
feel
do that? What do those children come out like? Disciplined?
They
Get
don't.
good job?
Not some of them,
some of
but
them are knuckleheads.
it's only a middle school program. They don't even do it with the high school kids. So I'm not going to say that middle school charter school, you know, geared them or groomed them to be successful. Because when they leave charter school, now they're going right back to public school.
But it gives them, you know what it gives them though? It gives them work ethic. It trains them for work ethic. There's knuckleheads in there. Yes, there's knuckleheads in there. But if the child has a structured home, telling them, look, take advantage of this, get your studies right, stay into this, it's beneficial.
It's beneficial.
Right.
It is. At least it will condition them when they get ready to go to high school. It does do that.
May I ask what state you're in?
North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they are. They're pretty good in the schooling system.
Mm-hmm.
I can say that. Yeah, but the charter school, I know my son went to one in when we lived in California, for high school, his first year in high school, and summertime they actually had him a little job that he actually got paid and all that kind of stuff. It was pretty good by it being a smaller and a charter school because the schools are so overcrowded.
They're smaller classes.
You're right. They are small.
Right. Right.
I think a lot of black people, you know, they see that, you know, the aspirations are to study, you know, work hard, whatever, to fit into society. But the Jewish kids, you know, no, they're not trying to fit in. You know, they you know, because I've been in lots of forums with these people, and they say, look, listen,
me too.
We're taught to know that, look, we'll never be liked, right? So they're focusing on community. They're focusing on just getting the education and getting the job done, because they're not focusing on trying to fit in. Whilst black people, their aspirations are to try and get a good job and to fit in. But there's the other people, like the Jewish people, they say, look, they know that we are who we are and they are who, and they'll never accept us.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, if you're teaching the children that you'll never be accepted, you're in a hostile environment, then they won't be messing around at school. They just focus.
I got a story. Yeah, I got a story on that, because I was in was it middle school or high school? I think it was middle school. There was this Jewish girl. And she was dating a black dude. All her little Jewish friends knew about it in the school, and it got to her parents and uncles and all that. They came to the school and said they don't want him around her. And all that dating that they was doing ended. You see her looking crazy going around the school. You see him looking crazy going around the school. They deaded that. They was not having that. And when I seen that, I was like, damn.
Yeah,
like, that's some wild, powerful shit.
Yes, the community. See, you got heads. A head
They
thrive.
They weren't playing.
Yes, right. Not just one person. You know, when you see 3 or 4 or, you know, a number arrive, you think, wait a minute, this is something big. Not just one person coming and screaming. You see a number of people.
And to be a young 12-year-old, 13-year-old seeing that, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're not gonna forget that.
I thought they probably got in a fight with each other or something, and something happened. No. They did not want this black boy dating their daughter.
Right.
The small hats.
How many came? How many came? 2 or 3 or who? How many came of the
her dad, her mom, and her uncle and her aunt, family members.
4.
They came to the school.
4 people.
Man. Hey, you know the small hats real particular about who get close to them, man.
Yeah, and I
the
was
small
like,
hats, they real picky. Everybody know how to when I said I'm talking about them white boys, cause they ain't. But anyway, the small hats, they real. You know how they is. They trying to. They just don't like he said, man. They came up 4 of them. Normally, you know, don't send no 4 people. But he heard somebody a nigga talking to like, oh, hold up, we got to go see about this. He
Yes.
doing what? He said what? He like you? Oh, we going to the school tomorrow. That's what they said. They like, this nigga got to get the picture, and we finna come up there tomorrow. We gonna let him know. Like, nigga, you ain't liking nothing over here.
Yeah.
We
In
already
all
got
our
her.
schools?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
like
Rather
we
than
are.
be one person screaming, just one person, like a mum or dad, no. 4. And it's a big show because people can see what these 4 people coming all at the
Yeah.
same time, and they'll be speaking to one teacher. So that one teacher will be intimidated by 4 against 1. If it's the head teacher, it'll still be 4 against 1. Because
That's
when the
right.
4 arrive, they'll speak to a teacher, and then the teacher's going to refer them to somebody higher up. So the 4 just keep moving. It's still 4 against 1, 4 against 1, continually.
Mhm. And this was around a time where white boys wasn't into hip hop. White boys with that Metallica, Megadeth, walking around with the shirts. You know
All
what
the
I'm saying?
heavy
So
stuff.
Yeah.
so so the, so it- we all
ACDC, hey,
eh,
rock on.
yeah, so we all got together. So we was cool with each other, but that division was there. You know what
It
I'm saying?
was.
Yeah, what? Yeah, that division was there. So, but I was in a high school where I was going to high school. I had Vietnamese, Filipino, African, Indian. It was diverse. So for that to happen, I was like, what the fuck? But her dad had pool. They had businesses. He won't getting down with that. It was like his daughter was shaming him. But I didn't see no shame in it because we was all cool. He was dating her. It was cool. For me, you want to date her, go ahead, man. It's cool. They won't have it. And
Yeah,
even
because
in
so that can only happen when you fundamentally accept that you'll never be part of society. Black
hmm
people are not that. They're still trying to be. It's a fundamental thing. It's fundamental. It inspires everything you do. If you're trying to fit in, you're done. The
yep.
Jews not trying to fit in. They're
No,
in within, but they're not part of the society.
they got their own little country within this country.
Exactly. So black people, the construction of the black nation for reparations is a construction of a black nation. We've got to be the new Jews.
And reclaim our old heritage of being
Yes.
the originals.
We have to be as serious as the Jewish people are serious about identity.
Yeah, because
Stop trying to fit in.
I told my wife, right? I was like, everybody say, oh, Jesus, so he was so called done in by his own people, but they weren't his people. Cause it said, what good could come from Nazareth? Nazareth was us, the slums, the black Hebrews, the black Jews, you want to call them that. But people say, oh yeah, he was done in by his own people. He was done in by people who converted to that. He won't done it by his own people. That's why I get that misconstrued. A lot of people get that misconstrued because he wasn't done it by his own people. His black people was about it with him. They were the ones going around saying, "Look, we need to get these converted motherfuckers up out of this motherfucker." It's a whole man. I can go deep in that, but this ain't the show for it. This ain't the show for it, but
But you
yeah.
see, I suppose it becomes to it moves into the levels of sanity and sane, because how you have to have the ability to be two people at the same time, which is a kind of insane thing, because you got to hold one identity and say, yeah, I'm Jewish, but I'm part of your society. No, I'm in your society, but I'm Jewish. Yeah. So if I'm in your society, so I'm part of your society, but I'm not. So it's Jew. It's Jew. It's like double mind. It's like two passports. Who are you a citizen? Are you African, or are you American? What are you?
Exactly.
Where is your identity? Where is your loyalty? Yeah. So you got
And
it's
Steve,
double.
that's why wherever black people were displaced at, we are so fucked up. We were robbed our identity. We were robbed from who we were. We're so robbed, and our minds are so on. I call it being Europeanized, that it's flooding into Africa, and they're being Europeanized. Everybody want to go for that bag. Everybody want this. Everybody want all this foreign shit. The Versace, the Louis Vuitton, the Dolce and Gabbana, all that shit don't matter shit. But we flock to it because this is what they tell us. If you got this, you made it. Even if you living in the projects. I remember back in the day, man, seeing fly ass cars parked in the projects. I'm like, nigga, you gonna go ahead and buy a $60,000 car and live in the projects when you could have put that $60,000 and put it down on a house and drove a Camry? That status, that level is the thing. If we can abolish that, we can move.
Yeah, but
So
how?
How? It's
Because I
so
keep see
corrupt
what you're
now.
saying. I've been
that's what
hearing
I'm
for
saying.
years,
Yeah.
decades.
Yeah.
What you're saying, I'm hearing that over here, but I've been hearing that since I was young. If we can do this, if black people can get together, black unity, over and over and over, year after year, keep saying the thing. If,
It's not
but
gonna
nobody.
happen.
See,
No,
know what we gotta do?
we gotta go. We gotta go at what's putting the sanction on us. We need to go at what's putting the sanctions on us to the point to where we get a few dollars, and the first thing some people think about is the shit that you just got through naming. You gotta remember, a motherfucker. You know what we live at, the society we live in, it's up under sanction since it been in existence, right? They choked the shit out of
Sanctions, that's
our
right.
society. They choke the shit out of us. So everything is a squeeze. It's never a voluntary situation. It's like, nigga, you gonna either buy what we got or your ass gonna be dying or your ass gonna die. Like it just give us a get down or lay down type of situation. So
But
it's
hey,
like,
Black People, you know what's so crazy about it though? Look at 30 years ago when that shit was in the mall. You go in the mall, you looked at crazy for buying it. Do you have enough money to buy it? Now, to this present day, they paying motherfuckers to promote this shit.
Yeah, see that word sanction. Yeah, it's good that you raised it because that's the key. That's the secret. Sanction. Black people have got to apply sanctions. We've got to reverse sanction. It's a bit like if you look at it in military terms. If you're part of a military unit and you're going down a road, yeah, and then there's an ambush on two sides of the road, hidden in the bushes in the forests, yeah, and they've got guns pointing at the road on both sides of the road, and you don't see them, and your group is walking down that road, and you're about to come into the kill zone. So they're waiting for you. So you're all marching along, and then they're waiting for you to come into that zone. As soon as you hit that zone, and then enough of you in that zone, they're going to start shooting from both sides of the road, shooting at you. And in the military tactics, I thought that, well, if people are shooting at both sides at the road at you, you just gotta turn around and just shoot into the bushes, from where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, no, that's the worst thing you could do. What you've got
Mm-hmm.
to do, you've got to run into the fire
Yeah.
and get behind the enemy. If you stay in the middle of the road, if you stay in the kill zone, you're finished.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to run into the fire. So the same. Yeah. So I didn't know that. I thought I would have just stayed in the middle of the road shooting, trying to shoot back. No, you got to run at, and then there's a chance that you may get behind the firing line, and then you get behind the enemy, and then you can take them out from where they are. And I said all that just to say that, as the brother raised, that it's sanctions. Once black people start trying to do certain things for themselves, then the white people get upset and they start to sanction or give the cold shoulder. That it was what they called the cold shoulder. They stop talking to you. That's how the sanctions start. You're upsetting. I'm offended. You were such a nice person, but now you've started with all this black thing, all this black. You weren't like the others, but now I thought we were friends. Yeah, and then start getting the cold shoulder, the sanctions. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if I'm going to come by at your shop anymore. I
Exactly.
don't know
That's
if
what I'm down for.
yeah.
That. That's what I'm down for. Fuck them. Stop buying that shit because they ain't that shit won't made for you. And when you rock it back then, even now, they're like, it won't for you. Stop buying that shit. It ain't for us. It ain't made by us.
Yeah. See, so that's
But
sanctions
now,
then.
but now they using us. If a artist or an actor, a black actor or a black artist wears something and post it, it's sanctioned. Everybody want it. You know what I mean? Everybody want it. It's sanctioned as I'm saying as it's the thing to wear. It's the thing to do. If you don't got this, you ain't about shit. We got to get out of that. That's not that's that. We would. Fashion was always in hip hop culture, but they just took it to a whole new level, man. And then, man, shit is
Well,
crazy.
that's, you see, that power that if black people are setting the trend, right?
Yep.
Hmm.
Um, then all it takes is the black people to get organized, and they can say, well, you're not, so for example, if you get black people, if you leave them alone, what they do, they start creating stuff. And then what happens is when they start creating new stuff, you get these big magazines or whatever, the media, the white supremacist media arrives and says, hey, what are you doing? This is strange. This is new. Hey, I'll give you a spot, or I'll give you a page in our magazine,
Hmm.
or I'll give you a spot on our TV show because we like what you're doing here. You know, you can make
Hmm.
some big money if
Or
we
will
get
pay you.
if you let us, if you tell us the story. How did it start? So what the black community should say is, listen, this is our stuff, yeah, and
Hmm.
we've got our own magazine. So what it is, you read it from our magazines and you get it secondhand. So the first hand should be, if once you see the white people start arriving saying, we want a story, we want some information, we want to give some news, we want to give you airtime, that's the first sign that you're supposed to be creating your own media, your own little magazine, um, and then let them go to our magazines. Don't let them get
Hmm.
the news hot off the press. That's how you
Mm.
build currency, you build value.
Hmm. Yeah, that's why we gotta create our own, rock our own, and promote our own.
I
That's
mean,
right. Nation. You got to construct. How do you build a nation from scratch? When you have no name, no identity, you got to start constructing a nation from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
How do you
Yeah.
do that?
And that's why I was telling Born about that sweatshirt that he had. I was like, yo man, I want one of them shit. And I could tell I can tell you right now, I know 50 to 100 other motherfuckers that will want that and will spread that shit. That's a brand,
That's
man.
right.
That's how you move. That's how you move. That's how you move. You move other people's brands. You got to.
I
Shit,
mean, I
we moving all these motherfuckers brands that don't give a shit about us and spending thousands on them.
I'm
That's right.
saying
So it's
I
go on.
agree with both of y'all are saying, but we all know, and I've told him numerous times after different shows. We talk about white supremacy. We talk about what the black community needs to do as a whole. We talk about all that. We know the changes and stuff that need to take place, but the issue is bringing the black people together. That's a whole nother. Until we can do that, bring them together and trust one another, we're not going to be able to build, grow, do nothing. Everything
Right.
will be an individual sale.
Individual. Right.
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 It'll be an individual sale. You can't, I mean, it sounds good, but it's not happening.
Hmm.
It's not there's
How
no
how can you make
togetherness.
it happen? How can you make it happen? Do you think?
That's what I'm saying.
What?
Like I don't even know where to begin to even
You know what it is?
to start.
You have to just
Let's
start.
start.
You
Let's
have to
start.
just start.
You have to start within your own community.
Exactly.
Right, but
And that's when it become a movement. That's when it become big. Cause look at the guy on Shark Tank. What's his name? That started Fubu. He started out of the trunk of his car, selling to the drug dealers on the street.
Right,
And before you know it, it became a movement.
I understand what you're
right.
saying about the movement, but Martin Luther King was the movement. Malcolm X was the movement. You understand? My thing is, all people have made movement before me,
Yeah,
but
but the thing about day movements and about this present day movement, you got to move different. 'Cause don't nobody want to be in the position. Everybody got there's a lot of people know what they're gonna do and where they gotta place it.
hmm
But a lot of people don't want to be that dude that's on the radar of the FBI, the government, and get shot
exactly
over
over
speaking
that
the truth.
exactly.
So you gotta
My
move.
point
So you gotta
exactly. So
move
who is
different.
going to lead
So you gotta
this
move.
movement?
So you gotta move different. You gotta move different.
Move different how? When they're controlling everything, they know what we're talking about right now. What we do? How you gonna move different? Move different how?
You
You
have to
can't have a
change.
meeting together nowhere. They can listen to you. You can't. Well, how you gonna move different?
The first thing you have to do is remove that fear from self and
Exactly.
not
Okay.
care about who's listening and things like that. You have to first do it within your community, and of course, you have to start with these younger people. You know, us as the older ones, we could say what we want to say, of course, but you
Mm-hmm.
have to reach out to your community. You have to reach out to your for instance, the younger crowd, go to the schools, you know, volunteer at different little schools. You volunteer at the women's shelters, even the homeless shelters, the
The
food banks.
community center.
You have to start with that. You have to start with even talking to people regardless. You know what I'm saying? If you're out and you know that this is a beauty supply, and
Mm-hmm.
you just ask, hey, you know what, women that are going in, for instance, black women, can I just ask you a question? You know,
Mm-hmm.
why do you put weave in your hair? I just want to know. Why do you
Mm-hmm.
spend all your money on this weave and not even knowing what their hair looks like, because they could have a weave on or a wig on, and you turn around and, I'm sure you have beautiful coils. Have you ever been told you have beautiful coils? You have to strike up a conversation that they're willing to listen to.
Okay.
I mean, I agree with that. I have a me and you program for teens, 13 to 19 years old. That part I agree with, like giving back to the community. I understand all that. And I've talked to, I guess I'm just like at my fed up point now. I guess
Right.
I'm right there. I'm like at my fed up point because it's like you talk to you blue in the face and you try to instill something in these people. And I know people say, well, if I just, save one, my job is done. Yeah, that sounds good.
Right.
That sounds
That's
One a
good.
when you
day.
start okay, it's just like a regular business that you're opening and you're getting started. I don't know how long you've had these services that you're volunteer for and things. It takes time. It takes a lot of patience.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to only just cater to the 13 through 19. You set up a day where, they bring a friend or they bring a family member, an adult, you know what I'm saying?
No, I
There's
love the
you
program. Don't. I don't want you to miss. I love the program. I'm sick of our community, not the program. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Even
No,
though the program
this
is
is what
part
I'm
of the
saying, how to
community.
reach out to the community to bring the community into the program.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, like when I was in Vegas, okay, and kids would get in trouble and things like that, right? Through the court system and things. And they have these little programs. Now, mind you, the one program was through a church. Fine, dandy, that's your choice. And
Mm-hmm.
all the men, because it was more so for the young boys, right? All the men were black. Of course, through the judicial system, most of the kids that came in were black boys, and things like that. And I remember this one person, and the lady had turned around. She's like, I'm not kissing no judges behind, and I'm not going to sit up here and kiss y'all behind because y'all want to kiss his behind, because they're telling the boys. Because I went and sat in a couple of times and then I talked and things. And I really did look at it like, you guys are really selling out these kids. This is how you talk to the judge when you go in, yes, sir, no, sir. Uh-uh. You can talk to him just like he's a regular person, and he's going to understand better than kissing his behind, letting him know, oh, because I'm the judge, I got the upper hand. You know, Other little program was for anybody, and it was from ages like 8 to 18, I think it was,
Mm-hmm.
and things. And again, here we had this lady that, had this business and things, and she knew a lot of people that were in prisons and on drugs and things like that. So you have these ex-cons come in and basically trying to scare tactic these younger kids, with their stories about how they got raped and all this and that and the third. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's fine and dandy, but we in a whole new generation.
Mm-hmm.
This generation doesn't care about dying.
No, they don't.
But it goes back to, because you have this judge that's right here in your face,
Mm-hmm.
and you're conditioning kids to how to speak to this person that's another human being just like you are. And because you have to speak so proper or use, yes sir, no sir, I wasn't even good with that.
But I have to disagree with you, because um, you have to, when you're dealing with power, when you're dealing with judge, when you're dealing with the courts,
You
right?
have to
It's a
show
code
respect.
system. It's codified,
Mm-hmm.
and those
And I
people have the
understand that,
power to
dear, considering
put those children away and
I'm a
mess them
lawyer,
up
dear, so I do
completely.
understand that, but I don't even do that. And the judges that I've dealt with over years, because I've been one for over 25 years, okay? And they even know with me, I'm not about to yes sir you, no sir you. I'm
Yeah,
going to
but you're a
speak with.
judge, so
I'm
you're
good.
talking to your
No,
own
I'm not.
peers.
I'm not a judge.
But
I
you said
didn't
you've
say I
done
was
it
a judge.
before. You said you've done it before. We've worked in a legal system,
Had
so you're
to.
talking to.
Yes, exactly.
But you can't have
There
the
is
people
code,
outside
but I'm not going
talking.
to do that. And I look at it like they're human beings. Why are you conditioning these children? Like I said, between the ages of 8 and 19. This is what's was going on here in Las Vegas, where I used to live. Okay. I'm looking at these fellow melanated people, black people, and how they are just allowing the system to do this to our young kids. And not no parents or anybody else are stepping up and saying, there's a way to talk to someone, but you don't have to give them all the power.
Yeah, but they've got to learn how to talk. You have to go in
Exactly. That's
codified.
my point.
You can't go in there relaxed as if you're talking to some ordinary person. You must be joking. When you're talking to a
No, I'm
judge,
not
you have to
joking.
watch. They've got to watch their words because the legal system that they catch black people out on their words all the time and mess them up. So you have to learn a
Exactly. That's
code.
why there's a code of where shut up, shut up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well,
Yes,
they have to
I
be taught to
understand that
shut up.
as well. I understand that as well, which
Don't
most of
teach them
these
to
children
relax
are
and
being taught to
talk to
shut
the
up.
judge like an ordinary person. Talk to the judge like some other human being. No, don't do that.
Oh, yes, you really should. You will be
No,
surprised how
exact
other.
opposite.
No, if you show them your intelligence
What?
of how you really
Black
are,
people talk
you
intelligence?
yes. Oh, I wish you would come here then, because I know a few
That's
that
death.
that have been
That is
underneath me
death.
and they
Keep your
they've
mouth shut.
wormed their way
Minimize your
out
words when you talk
by
to because
speaking
the
and
white
writing
supremacist
and letting
racist
them know I'm
system.
not no dummy. See, that's the problem right there. If you turn around and speak like you have some sense, every other
No,
word doesn't have to be a cuss word.
no, exact opposite. Keep
Well,
your
that's
mouth
what you
shut.
think. If you have to go before
The
a judge,
more
you
you
can't
talk,
keep your mouth shut.
no,
And I'm
listen.
talking about juvenile court. I'm not talking about grown adult court. Okay,
What's the
there is
difference?
a there is a big difference because in juvenile court, if it's just like a preliminary, not even a trial, you're just going before a judge, and he just wants to hear what's going on. You get to speak to the judge. You don't have no attorney. You have your parent.
You got to show them that you're human, you a person. Be like, look,
Thank
man,
you.
look, I'm going through
You're
some
not
real
no
stuff.
dummy.
You got
Right.
to tell them, like, look, I'm going through some real stuff. The street environment, I live in it.
Human, showing that
I
you're
don't.
human. What are you talking about? What do you mean by
Oh
that?
my
You
goodness.
got to show
Okay.
the judge that you're
Have
human.
you
What are you
been to
talking?
America?
Wait a minute. Please explain. You've got to show the judge that you're human. What does that mean?
There's a lot of cases. A lot of cases where someone will speak, and the judge will take that in consideration of their circumstances, what they've been through. Because even a lawyer at your defense will be like, look, this person, this kid, he has good grades. He's in a bad environment, but then the judge will ask you to speak. You just gotta lay
Yep.
it all out there. You gotta lay it out there and let them know, like, look, the environment I'm in, the environment that I'm in, I'm subject to it. You know what I mean? In the sense of messed up. You gotta sell yourself.
I understand selling yourself and
Right, you're going to
explaining your
convince the
story,
judge
but
that the environment you're in is bad.
no,
That the state.
you can explain yourself to the judge where you're coming from and everything you've been through, but you still have to show authority a certain amount of
Oh yeah,
respect.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
cannot get on the stand and the judge asks you a question. You talking about
yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Right. No, I'm not saying
No,
that
you
you
can't
don't
do
speak. You speak like you have some sense, and meaning you can just say yes,
Hmm.
Yeah,
but
you
they're
can't.
wanting you to actually say yes, sir, no, sir. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. That type of stuff. When you have not been raised to do that, okay,
Well, you should be
that's number
raised to do
one.
that.
Okay,
Well,
but not everyone thinks that way.
What they got? Well, this is part of the conditioning.
I don't do it. And I remember at a young age, my grandmother sitting on the porch with my grandmother and one of her neighbor friends, that mind you was a white woman, and she turned around and asked me something or another, and I turned around and answered her back and just said yes. And she told my grandmother while I'm sitting there, "Oh, your granddaughter is very disrespectful." My grandmother let her at it. Why? Because she didn't say yes, ma'am. Well, she wasn't raised like that, and her mama's just as white as you are. And that's because she was from that. My grandmother lived down in the South in Arkansas, and I was raised and born in California. And they don't like Californians. She wants to say hi.
Hi. Well, my grandkids say yes, ma'am. And I understand what you're saying. There's nothing wrong with them just saying yes, but they can't just yes me. I'm not gonna change that. And I don't think it's a slave mentality. It is a certain amount of respect.
That's right.
And I teach
Code.
them, you going to respect everybody, but you demand respect.
I apologize.
In return. You demand respect in return. So just because somebody they disrespected, that don't mean you got to get nasty and cuss them out or whatever. But you let them know I'm giving you this respect, and you're gonna give it back to me.
And this word respect is quite a dangerous word. There's so much people getting killed in fights over that word respect. You did respect me, use respect. But I think
That's true.
I think that word respect is a very dangerous word, very confusing. I think when you say respect there, I'm agreeing with you, but I'm seeing respect as in when you say yes, ma'am, no, sir, right? By adding that sir, it gives you a certain level of detachment. So you're playing, it puts you in a frame of mind where you're understanding the situation. You don't get to, what's the too familiar. You don't get familiar. You just realize, look, I'm in here for a certain situation. I've got to speak in certain code of language and get out because this is a danger zone. Bad things happen in court.
It is.
So all it is, you just talk codified, say what you have to say and nothing else, and get out of there. It's not your friend. That judge is not your friend.
No, it's not.
Not
You
at
can't
all.
trust.
And I'm not saying that he is.
Yeah. So yes, sir. Yes, sir. The sir shows that there's a line. It detaches
No,
you.
the sir is putting it as if he's
on the
more
stage.
authoritative than you, and he has everything powerful over you and your life.
You say sir,
and he doesn't.
But he
So
does.
Well,
again,
of course, the judge has
no,
more
he
power over
doesn't.
you.
No,
Judge
he
will put you in
doesn't.
prison. That's nonsense. The judge will put you in prison, mess you up on your records.
The judge has your freedom in his hand.
Exactly.
Not all the
I
time.
know for a fact. Look, I'm gonna tell you a
That's what
personal
judge
experience.
does.
They don't even have to go by the sentencing guidelines that state sets for certain crimes. The judge can override the guideline and give you what he want to give you.
There you go. Never.
In certain settings, yes. Okay.
Well,
in juvenile, is completely different,
It is.
depending
Juvenile is another
on
thing.
the situation.
It is. It is. That's true.
Yeah,
the judge is still the
Juvenile.
judge.
You did say
yeah,
that
she
from the
did say it from
beginning.
the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she did. That's a whole nother situation. Yeah, it is.
It is.
It is.
And my point of it was just that how other black people are bowing down to the system to condition our own children to go along and be get-alongs for the system.
If you're going to resist the system, you better do it in a codified manner. It's war.
You better.
Yeah,
You better.
That's why I said I see where y'all both coming from. You know,
I
I see
see
where
where
y'all
he's
both.
coming from. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I totally
Mm-hmm.
understand that. My thing was the point of our children. How do
Yeah.
we start? The whole conversation was how do we start? We have to start within our own communities. I was
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
giving a synopsis of how I, within my own community and my own career, my own profession, how I have started it. At one point in time, I had 22 children living in my home. My disabled father, my crazy horse husband that was becoming sick at the time, and a little old lady that was homeless that I didn't even know. But
Wow.
to this day, all those children respect me, look up to me as mom, went to school every day. All of them have graduated. They have families of their own. And anything that I say that I might need help with when it comes down to another young person and telling their story of what they went through and how they came through it, they're there.
Oh, so you raised a village.
That's good.
Yeah, you raised a village.
That's commendable. That's what's up. That's
Hmm. So I see where you say it starts with the community. It does.
It does.
mm-hmm.
Hmm. And see us as black men within our communities. You know what I mean? Us as black men need to call bullshit out where bullshit lands.
Yes.
And stop letting bullshit fly when we know
How
it's
do you mean
bullshit.
by that? What do you mean by that
Mm-hmm.
exactly? It sounds
If
good,
you,
but what does it
if
mean
you,
in real life?
we need to, in a sense, police our own neighborhood. If you know that,
Yes, we
Police
do.
our
if
own
you know
neighborhood.
that there's drugs being sold on the corner, you should have 50 grown men going down to that corner and say, look, we know y'all brothers is trying to make money. Half of us was doing the same thing when we was y'all age. But this is not a good look. You need to either move from it. No, serious,
It
serious.
sounds good, but
It sounds good. It
it's
sounds good. But back in the day, that's what the hell they were doing.
yeah, but
They
today
sure
how
were.
you gonna find 50? You wouldn't go, I wouldn't even say 50.
How you
I'd
get
say
50 people
10
together?
men.
And,
10
and
men.
see, that's what's wrong with us.
Right. That's it.
We are
That's
no
it.
Mm-hmm.
longer doing that.
And
We're letting shit slide.
and I don't think it's so much they're letting it slide. There's also a fear.
Of course.
Everybody on the corner got a gun now.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
You know
That
what I'm
part
saying?
right
And
there.
bullets don't have a name on it. So you asking somebody to put their life on the line for somebody
Exactly.
that probably don't even want to hear it anyway. You know, there's not going to make
Hmm.
it back home to their family tonight.
Well then,
So it
you know what? That goes back to what you were saying. I'm fed up. Where
exactly.
can we start?
Where
Where can
do
we
we start?
where can we start? Where can we end? Where can we begin?
I don't know. I'm lost. Like I don't even know.
But see, that also goes back to what they had designed, planned, laid on us,
That's right.
and they
It's
they
working.
it's working.
It's working. It's working.
Because I said this before. I said before on the stream, right? When I was in Connecticut, right? Talking to the young boys, like, yo, woo, you ain't got to do this, just selling the drugs and everything. You know what them young boys did? Pulled out knots of money and said, "What the fuck do you? What are you telling me not to do? See what
Right.
I'm making? Get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here."
Exactly.
So I had to piece it up with him and move on. But you know what though? Them same boys, every time I went down there, they ain't come to me like, "Get the fuck out of here," none of that. They respected me for coming to them saying that.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's good.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised off of what a
Hmm.
conversation that first that first try will
Hmm.
set in
Yeah.
one of their minds.
That's
Hmm.
right.
You
That's
plant
right.
that seed. You plant that
Yeah.
seed.
Exactly. Thank you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
and
why
that's
I'm
what we got,
saying
and
within
that's
the
what we got to
community,
do.
it starts with the younger ones.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That single parent mom that you know, there's no father in the household, and she got 2 boys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know what? Can I take your sons? You know, right down to the corner. You can come to, you know, get the haircut.
Mm-hmm.
You know, can I throw a football with them outside?
Yeah.
Yes. And see, a lot of our young men, they only been on the block that they're hustling on.
Exact. Thank
They
you.
don't even they don't
I'll mute
they see
now.
they see it on TV. There's a whole other world out there, but they never went out and experienced it. I feel like if you were well endowed in the community and you're black, you need to go ahead and rent a bus and tell them, look, I know y'all out here doing what y'all doing.
Let me show you something else.
Lay that down for a day or two, and let's take this trip. Let me show y'all something. And take them to places where they never been.
Thank you.
Cause half of the young boys never even
Been off their little blocks
been
within
off
the
their
5 little block radius where they
yeah.
live.
Yep. Yep. That's true.
So they don't know that there's another world out there. This is
No,
their
they don't.
everyday. This is their everyday
Every day.
existence.
They done closed down community centers. They done tore down different places where the kids can go play some type of basketball. You know, all majority of black boys know is basketball and football, not knowing there's rugby out there, there's baseball,
Right.
there's soccer, there's all kinds of different things.
Hang gliding,
Right.
zip line,
Yeah. Yeah.
none of that.
Because they have nobody to show them.
Yes, and half of them boys never even seen open fields of nothing but grass.
No, they haven't.
No.
The only grass they see is the little patch where they go play ball at, and that ain't nothing.
Right. Right.
They don't know what
Never
fresh
been to
air
a
smells like.
zoo, nothing.
They don't know what fresh air smell like. They don't know how other black people are moving in other places.
Yeah.
You
But
gotta,
then
you
what will
gotta
happen?
be.
How will you address this situation then? Because describe what you've just described, and they'll say, okay, we're going to get the funding to go and get that minibus. We're
Like I
going to get
said,
the time to do that.
like I
You
said,
see,
if you
If
so
we can get one of them $1 million rappers to get the bus.
exactly, they ain't,
but those
I
$1
mean,
million
right.
rappers, if
they
they do
always
that,
rapping about
But
they'll
on
lose
thank,
their job.
but on Thanksgiving, they can bring a truck through and give out free
free
turkey to the
turkeys and
same.
hams. You trying to keep them right there. That's what I'm saying. It's black people that have the resources to do
And
it.
you don't, and you can go to listen. You can go to black business owners, black lawyers, black
I was
doctors,
just gonna say that. Yep.
and say,
You
look,
can.
I got a program where all I need is $5,000. We're going on a 1-day trip.
They need more than one day.
Exactly, but that's the start.
It is a start.
Still there?
They're gonna look forward to that next time.
Yeah.
Cause you're gonna let them know, like, look, this is. Cause look, all the young boys, all the young black boys that's in sports, when they go off to play on the team, it's exciting to them.
It's exciting.
It's a new.
Mm-hmm.
They're out of their environment. They can lay their hair down.
Mm-hmm.
They're not stressed, and they're looking for the next time. You know why? Because the Pell League, when I was in Pell, Police Athletic League, when I was playing ball, we took trips and looked forward to the next one.
Sure did.
We
I remember those
opened
days.
our mind to something new.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is not it. This is not life. And then when you go on one of the trips to come back, and the other dude that didn't go on the trip, when they give you that rah, you be like, look, man. And then you put them on to what you just did. if they accept it or not.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm on.
A lot of people don't know that PAL is still available.
Yes. And like I said,
but they look at it in that aspect of, I don't want to be around no police.
Yeah, you a square. What are you
Right.
doing, man? You whack.
Oh,
That's
you
home.
snitching, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But half of them guys that run them programs want really bad to help.
Right.
I don't care what color they are.
Right.
Because if they didn't, they wouldn't.
Yeah, they wouldn't be doing.
How you gonna go ahead and you gonna go ahead in the community and bust 30 black boys, but you don't like black people?
Right.
Come on, you ain't gonna do it.
Trying to get them to see,
Mm-hmm.
different way of life.
Cause look, when I was in the Pell League, we went from Connecticut all the way down to Miami and played in the league because we made it to the league.
Mm-hmm.
It was a whole nother world that if I never been in there, I would have never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
We need more stuff like that. You know what? No, we're not gonna. I'm gonna put it like this. We have to chip away at this thing. It's not gonna be like you said. I think Goddess said it. African Goddess said it. It's not gonna be an automatic thing. It's not gonna be set in stone. Like, oh, I got this, and I'm gonna do this. It's gonna take time. You're gonna have to chip at this thing because look, you gotta think about it. We have a over 400 year
That's right.
lapse.
That's right.
We gotta make up for 400 years, and within that 400 to 500 years, we've been crawling.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with crawling. Nothing wrong with crawling. Cause what the baby gonna do before it crawl and think it's gonna run and walk? It's gonna fall on its face.
Mm-hmm.
And that's true. Like I said, you're going to have to fall on your face. You're going to have to do some research because there is state and city fundings through the park and recreational centers divisions in every city hall.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can get a nonprofit started.
Mm-hmm. Because when I was in the Pell League, all my mama had to do was sign a permission for me to go and give me because we was down there for a week and give me $150 for food for that week, and that was it. Everything else was paid for. The trip, the hotel, all that. So you can't. So people can't say, oh, what can. Black people know black people know we're gonna struggle regardless. We've been struggling since the beginning of time. You know what I mean?
Of course, we have to keep pushing them. Just as
Yeah.
much as they push us back, we have to push forward.
So
it's always going to be a tug of war.
So chip and chisel that thing until you see the light. You want to get out of this prison? Chip at that wall. But look at the people who escape from prisons. What they do? They sit back and say, "Man, I feel like escaping. I feel like escaping." No, they came up with a plan, chiseled that wall, and got out. Because I was looking at a documentary the other day about people who escaped from Alcatraz. And
yep,
the dude,
I remember that.
And the dude 60 years later wrote a letter saying, "I'm 82 years old. I'm such and such. I escaped from Alcatraz. I'm in bad health. Woo, 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 woo." And they come to find out it was really him.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you want to get out this prison, and it's a mental prison, because you can do whatever you want to do, but that mental prison, and I'm guilty of it too. The mental prison will hold you back. You have ideas in your mind, things you want to do, aspiration, ambition in your heart. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, but that mental prison chip away at it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all that I'm saying is mentally, if you can get your own mindset out of these things when it comes down to this system,
Mm-hmm.
know your rights. Begin to learn those rights.
Mm-hmm.
Begin to teach the younger people. Not saying you can't teach older people or the younger, meaning teenagers and 20-year-olds and up, new things, but they're our future, the younger ones.
Mm-hmm.
They are completely our future, and we can't keep allowing this system to raise our kids.
Exactly. And let me tell you, if you start programs and things, there's influential black people thinking just like you. Where are we gonna start? But if they see a solution, they will be willing to give you money. You'd be surprised where your money will come from. Like if your guidelines are good, you have a strong presence of building that community. Man, you'd be surprised where your money comes from. They might not even put their name on it. They might even
I
they might
tell
want
you
it.
who, you'll be surprised at how many of those dope dealers on corners would hand
Exactly,
you a bundle of money if
exactly.
you
Because they don't want to
explain the
do it
plan
either.
to them.
Yeah,
You know,
because a
they
lot
don't
of
want
them.
to do it, but they'll give you some money.
Yeah, because even like somebody on drugs, they don't want to do it. You know how many people on drugs will say, "Yo, I want to stop," in their mind or to people, they don't want to do that. So yeah, you're right. If you was to, man, you're right. Because they, man, you're right. You'd be surprised where the money come from. Yeah, but you got to start somewhere.
And I know this guy, he was much older than me growing up, but he was known as one of the biggest dope dealers where
Mhm.
I lived. And he used to tell the other young ones, you know what I'm saying? I don't sell to our kind. I don't
Mhm.
sell to women. I don't sell to black women at all. I don't sell to nobody black, period. He said,
Mhm.
first of all, I don't deal with nickel and dimes, I don't do
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
So I move big weight up in them hills where them white folks live. The
Yep.
ones that want to give me 5Gs and up.
Yep. And it's
So
just
I'm
like
not
that.
finna pollute my own.
Just like that movie, that documentary movie that came out. What's it called? It was on. Baby, what's the name of that movie? She was a drug dealer and she was dealing with a Tank playing in the movie. He was the other dude that was in the movie, and he was always going to the community center, giving her bags of money, And then one day, um, matter of fact, Remy Ma played a girl, played a woman that was in it. She went to jail for it, and she went to the woman one time and tried to give her a bag of money, and the woman refused it. Remember?
Oh yeah,
I forget the name.
I forget the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
Queen something. It was a true story. Um, Queen. Damn, what's the name of that movie, baby? It was on BT Plus. Queen
I
something.
forget, but she refused to take the money from
She
the
refused to
woman.
take the movie from the woman, but she was taking it from Tank, his character, and still was making millions, man. It was making whew, money. But now she went to jail, and now she does the same thing. She has a podcast, a radio station, and she tried to tell the youth, "This is not the move. Learn from me. This is not the move."
Right. And again, that's the microwave generation. that you were speaking of, and they turn around and they get greedy. That same guy that I was just telling you about, that's, for instance, when the earthquake in California happened in 1989. He went over to Oakland, California, bought a big old duplex. He started his own business. He bought that property, started his own business, his roofing company, his tile laying and flooring company. He worked on cars. Any car you bring to him, he can take it apart real quick and put it back together. You know how to paint a car, all kinds of stuff. He quit that hustle. Once he got the money he wanted, he bought that house. He remodeled it. It was a duplex. It was 3 duplexes. He made it into one great big house. He didn't go buy no fancy car. He bought him and his wife, ended up marrying his children's mother, been together since they was in high school, and married her, had put her through school because she's a registered nurse, and turned around and he totally out the game. He has his businesses. They run it. They bought a property in Corpus Christi, Texas,
Okay.
Problem with people today is that greed, when it comes down to this hustle, is greed with these young kids.
That's the name of the movie. It's called Big. She was called Big 50. The Del Rhonda story. True life.
Big 50.
Big 50. I think she was from Detroit. If I'm not mistaken. Hold on, let me see. Yep, Detroit. The story of Del Rhonda, Big 50 Hood, who goes from running her own drug empire in Detroit to finding redemption. Yeah. And Remy Ma played Big 50 in the movie.
I'm gonna see if I can get that. I want to see that. But yeah, out of it all, I mean,
I'm going to
it
bed
has
now.
to start with the babies.
Thanks for talking, panel. It was a good conversation.
Good speaking with you.
Yep.
You take it easy now.
Take care.
Right.
Bye.
Salute, man.
Salute, man. You born sleep now?
Oh
No, I'm here. No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just letting y'all talk. I am gonna wrap it up though, man. I've got
All right. Well, I appreciate you allowing me on, Born. We have to have this conversation a little further. I enjoyed talking with you, King and Queen. Much love and appreciation, and congratulations on 14 years. I wish mine was still here. Man, I do. Gosh, I do. I wish he was all the time. I do. Because I know we'd still be together.
Man, thank you for coming on the panel, African Goddess. Thank you so much, sis.
Great conversation. You guys have a good night.
All right, you too.
Peace,
Salute.
peace.
Salute.
Thanks, Nito, and thanks to the Queen. Thank
you, man.
Yeah, I mean, thank y'all, man, for real. Blessing the panel. It was dope. Great conversation today. Sorry I wasn't as involved as I wanted to be, but I had daddy duties and things like that, man. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank everybody who tuned in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. I'm about to take care of the rest of the business I need to take to. And, I'll see y'all soon. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, man. Stay up on the notifications, man. I will tap in soon. Peace, man. Listen, if nobody told you they love you, let me be the first one to tell you, man, that I love you. I love you. I love you, family. And peace out, man. Until next time.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk. Drive, motherfucker!